fans, and welcome back to another edition of Davey Mac's Tales from the Satellite. I'm your host, Bobby Tamburo, and joining me as always is the star of this program, Eastside Dave McDonald. Welcome aboard, David.
Thank you. Oh, I'm doing so great, Robert, and thank you so much, and thank you, Tales from the Satellite fans, for supporting this phenomenal show. Everyone says it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. You know, it's a one of a kind, really. I'm sure there's going to be it's only a matter of time before other folks in satellite radio start taking this format, start taking this retrospective, this radio retrospective podcast idea that was brilliantly conceived by yours truly.
It does seem like it would fit the tale from the satellite tradition of Dave getting ripped off.
Yeah, right?
And other people getting fame and success from the idea.
It'll happen, but everyone will know, and I want all of the Tales from the Satellite fans to be very vigilant. The second this show gets ripped off, please get out there and start calling everyone out. And by the way, in general, you got to spread the show. You got to spread the word. You got to spread the word about patreon.com/EastsideDave. And you got to spread the word about youtube.com/EastsideDaveTV. We always put these shows a month or 2 months in advance on Patreon, and we give a lot more other exclusive content. I just did a Davey Mac's Tales from the Q&A, where I have a little fun, do a little behind the scenes, talk about my life, answer a couple emails. Shorter show, 15, 20 minutes, raw, bare bones. I'm going to be doing more of those per week, maybe one or even two per week. And we got all kinds of fun things going on patreon.com/EastsideDave. Original videos series like Saturday Mornings with David or Riding with the Boys, where me and Big A or me and Bobo or me, Big A and Bobo go driving. It's fantastic. And, of course, the YouTube on fire with the Davey Mac Sports program, which Robert, of course, is also involved with. With this show, we put old episodes of this show on YouTube at Eastside Dave TV, and all the other fun stuff. The wrestling, I did my wrestling gig on Saturday. I won. My man won in his IWF American Championship match. My man Robert Atkins, unfortunately, his twin brother Brian Atkins lost in the IWF World Heavyweight Championship match against the Dark Oracle Sage. So 1 for 2 at IWF.
I think I finally figured out what my beef with the Atkins brothers is.
Talk to me.
It should be either Bobby and Brian or Robbie and Ryan. I don't like that one went Robert and the other went Brian. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
He
Bobby
could have
and
been
Brian.
Bobby and Brian. Yeah, I'm an alliteration, a consonant.
Brian and Bobby Atkins. Yeah. Bobby and Brian Atkins. Yeah, I think Brian and Bobby and Brian Atkins, Bobby and Brian and Bobby Atkins. Yeah, I think Bobby and Brian. I want to put Bobby first. But yeah, Bobby and Brian Atkins does sound a little better. If you want to see exclusive pictures at Eastside Dave, all the social media, put one up today of that blonde lady who gets in my face.
Your girl.
She got a blonde lady and her fucking son with glasses. They get in my face and they scream at me, and the son gives me the middle finger. Me? He gives me the middle finger? Fuck you, Joe Boo. For whatever reason, this appearance at IWF, but this appearance at IWF seemed to hit a little harder. And for whatever reason, a lot of people are saying Davey Mac's found his calling. He needs to be a WWE wrestling manager. Bring it.
I could see that.
They would have the single best manager in professional wrestling right now if they got me. Okay, and I know Paul Heyman exists, but I'm 20 years younger than Paul.
And
you got to build for the future a little bit here, folks.
Whereas Paul is almost like the slapsticky dork. You're endearing in how hard you try. That Paul's always conniving. People would fall in love with you instantly. You would be the first heel manager.
I'm a manager that I'll mix it up. I ain't afraid. You don't see Paul Heyman hit anyone with a chair anymore. I hit Dark Oracle Sage with such a loud chair shot on Saturday. It sounded like a fucking revolutionary cannon was going off. Boom! And everyone was shocked. And I even heard one guy go, whoa. Whoa, that was too much. And
Somebody said that at my comedy show Saturday too, Dave.
Say,
Whoa,
well,
that was
we
too
have that in
much.
common. Yes, we upset and offend people and always go just a little bit over the line. But anyway, everything is happening right now. We got to thank each and every one of the East Side Davidians. Thank you so much for supporting patreon.com/Eastside David. Thank you for supporting youtube.com/Eastside Dave TV. Both are going very well, and we really appreciate your support. And honestly, please share, like, subscribe, but share. Word of mouth. Keep sharing that. Hey, do you know they do this? Hey, do you know they do that? Hey, look at this show. Go explore the Eastside Dave TV on YouTube. There's so much great shit there. Are you really looking into playlists and whatnot? Take a gander. Lose yourself in the playlists. A lot of great shit there. And if you like that, consider supporting patreon.com/Eastside Dave. Support myself, Robert Tamburo, Robert Stand-Up Comedy. When's your next really big stand-up comedy gig?
So, I'm actually at a theater Saturday in Annville, Pennsylvania. I don't know if this will be out by then, but if it is, that would be great to see everybody. I can say for certain it's the hottest show in the 717. But tickets are moving quickly, so it may be sold out. And if you wanted to see like another show, you're like, is there a comedy club? There is. You could go see my buddy Glessner, Andrew Glessner. He's featuring for Coleman Green, another great comedian. And if you're like, no, I kind of want more of a dive experience, but still some laughs, like maybe something at a dirty Holiday Inn, Mike O'Donnell, another very funny comedian, is actually at the Tavern in Lancaster. Another great show you could go see this weekend.
Oh,
but other than that,
excellent.
I'll be at Rick Bronson's House of Laughs in Minnesota very soon. So that's like 2 weeks from now.
Excellent. Well, now you have motivation to release this show before Saturday now.
I sure do, don't I?
On Saturday. See?
Yes, I do. See what I did to myself there? I'm going to drink.
Okay,
you mentioned riding with the boys you mentioned riding with the boys in Big 8. Did you get your Bobo? Let me know if you want to go see the Cyclones. Text, because I did.
No. Daniel Bobo Curlin, of course, Davey Mack and O&A, Ron and Fez. Daniel's still a friend. Daniel, Andrew, Big A, Andrew Gold, they're still friends. And Andrew just actually texted me 40 pictures of me at the wrestling event. That's why I'm posting them all, because Andrew's he's better than Andy Leibovitz, this fucking guy. So I go, I'm going to post every single one of Andrew's photos of me. What the fuck? Why not? As for Bobo, what did he do for me? Apparently, he didn't invite me to the goddamn Brooklyn Cyclones game.
Yeah, he just told me pick a date and let him know, and he would talk to his contacts. So I guess I'm a better friend of Bo than you are. What do I know?
So everyone is going to the fucking Brooklyn Cyclone game in the summertime, but me? I didn't get a goddamn invitation? Who else got an invitation?
It's probably just me and Bobo. Now, to be fair, as you mentioned,
Jay and Roy were involved.
No. Roy doesn't go anywhere with the boys, as he calls them.
He calls Big A and Bobo the boys?
Yeah, because you have busting with the boys whenever he's like, let's get out of here.
With the boys. Driving with the boys. If you're going to get my brilliant Patreon show, correct. It's driving with the boys. We don't take the bus. All three of us would be fucking kicked out within 3 seconds.
That is true. I told you I'm a big fan of consonants, so busting with the boys, it rolls off the tongue, but I get it. Driving with the boys, so whenever Roy's like, let's get out of here before the boys start stinking up the place.
I like the fact that he refers to Bobo and Big A as the boys as if they're like a tag team or something. That's
yeah. Now, but it's possible one of the boys is supposed to text you as well.
Well, he didn't, so fuck him. Bobo, you're dead to me right now until you apologize. I want to talk about what this show. I want to move on to what this episode is about. It's Tales from the Satellite.
You mentioned your wrestling event, and you kind of took a real bump, unlike Paul Heyman would have done. And you said you were a bit concussed. Is that true?
Yeah, I was. I had been concussed. I'm no longer concussed.
Well, it's almost like your concussion passed from you to me, because last night, as I was sitting down to do my podcast, this shelf here did a real number on old intern Rob's head. Intern Rob, look at how long it knocked me back. It knocked me back 4 years. No, I sat back in the chair, and smacked my head off of it real good and got the test. And you're not the only one who's concussed.
You have a concussion?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be like the Antonio Brown type CTE though, where I just start
actually
tweeting
got a
wild shit.
concussion. I got a concussion in the wrestling ring, but really, so mine's admirable. Okay, after I hit the guy with the chair, Dark Oracle Sage, I then got speared by Draco, who wasn't even a sanctioned manager in the match. So I don't know why Draco had anything to do with this. Draco should have been even in the building. And yet, for some reason, he sticks up for the Dark Oracle Sage and he spears moi. And what happened was I dropped the chair and my head hit right on the back of the chair. I was seeing stars. But I want to talk about Tales from the Satellite. Let's not talk about anything else. We have
as a result of those concussions, we came up with a unique idea, which was my intro. That's what I was getting to it, I promise. Which is a series of what-if questions. We didn't want to rely on Davey Mac's memory too much if he was still suffering from concussion symptoms.
Let the master just do it, because you're making it a little small. Based on the popularity of the Marvel animated series, we are going to do a very fun episode, very special episode. It's the first ever Tales from the Satellite. What if? Where we're going to take your classic Ron and Fez or Opie and Anthony or Sirius XM satellite scenarios and say, what would have happened if there was just a little change, if there was just a little difference, if just something was off, if there was a mistake or there was a different person was involved, what would have happened? What if? Ooh, magic. Fun, special episode. I'm excited. And because I want it to be fresh, all what-if topics created by Robert. You're going to be pitching these what-if scenarios to me. We are going to have audio and clips in this episode. I know we both know everyone loves the audio. Don't you worry, you're going to get that classic audio as well. But I was very interested in this episode, and I will give Robert credit. He pitched the idea, and I said, excellent. I said, just let me be the one to build it, because your building is, you build things like Legos, okay? I build the Empire State Building, all right? You build with, Lincoln Logs, okay?
I think this is the nicest way.
Statue of Liberty. I wanted to see how long I could just keep saying that. Uh-oh. Think you froze on me. Oh, there you are. So anyway, but it is a good idea, Robert. The what-if idea, I'm very excited for it. And and I'm also excited for the scenarios that you have here. So how is this going to work now? You're just going to...
So I kind of came up with a silly one right out the gate that would be a good example for the audience. And it's pretty much, what if Eastside Dave never responded to Rob's email on that fateful December day?
Wait,
where would our lives be?
Rob, you?
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm only going to take 5 seconds about this, because really we're talking about Sirius XM satellite radio topics, correct?
Yeah, this was more of an example, and my thought would be I would say right now you'd probably be happy, smiling a lot more out in the field.
Better. Yeah. Well, no, I can't say my life would be better. I would say my life would have moments of less stress. My life would have moments of less stress at times. I won't say better. I won't say worse. I won't say better, though. But I will say there would be times of less stress and anxiety and why? There will be less moments of that. But that's an example. That's you being silly.
Yeah. That was just to give an idea of the type of idea we would have. The first real one I had.
Yeah, let's go.
On the fateful day when Chris Pepper Stanley showed up for his internship, if you'll recall, he was slightly late, correct?
20 minutes late.
And he didn't reach out or anything, did he? He just kind of barreled it in?
No, he texted.
Okay. You. right? Because you were the one who came into Earl and were like, we got to give this kid a shot.
So Earl said when he was late, and he texted me, and he said, "Hey, Dave, something with the subway, blah, 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 bullshit. Gonna be 5 minutes late." I said, "Okay, no worries." I don't get mad at an intern, and this was just an interview. You're right. This wasn't. He hadn't gotten it. This was an interview to see if he would get the internship. Chris Pepper Stanley, that is. I don't get upset at interns for that because they don't know their way around New York City. They're stupid college idiots. They're their heads firmly up their asses. They don't know. So I that's different than someone going for a job interview being late. If you go to a job interview and you're late, you're a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
Okay?
But
Chris
and,
Pepper
like you
Stanley,
said, he came barreling in.
He comes barreling in. I knew he was. I said, "Hey, dude, he's just interviewing to be an intern. Let's see what happens with this kid." Earl didn't want him right off the bat. I said, "Let's just see what happens." 20 minutes goes by. Finally, he comes in sweaty. At that point, quite portly. Mess, the long hair, and a goddamn Vietnam veterans jacket. I said, this guy's going to be perfect for the Ron and Fez show. Earl did not want to hire him.
And
so your premise was?
What if Earl succeeded in not allowing you to hire Chris Pepper Stanley as an intern for the Ron and Fez show?
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. You know, we were talking about Earl going through a tough time. Right now, he's being held up by the best intern we've ever had on the Ron and Fez show, Pepper Hicks. And I'm talking all the time, and I'm talking right to you, Tuttle. You were nowhere as good as Pepper Hicks is. Now, oddly enough, Fezzy, I got into a conversation with Pepper yesterday off the air. He tells me he goes to Hunter College. And I'm like, oh, I live in that neighborhood on the Upper East Side. And he goes, yeah, I ran into you one night, but I was pretty drunk at the time. And I'm like, did you say hi? And like, I always want to check back later when I get to know someone if I was a dick the first time I met him.
Exactly. What were those circumstances?
Did I just blow you off, or did I act like a human being, like I was glad to meet you? And he was like, oh, no, I came, falling out of this party. I think you were having a smoke or something.
Yeah, I was smoking a cigarette outside.
And, said hi to you. You know how New York is now where you got to fucking smoke outside, like somehow you're going to burn a house down.
It's terrible.
And he starts to bring it up, and I'm looking at him, and this doesn't always happen to you, but I pictured the time that this happened. And it was like, what, over a year?
It was
November
10th.
November 10th, which was, Fez?
That was the day I had my heart attack.
Now, the reason that I remembered it was, and this had to be fairly late at night, is that was the day of your heart attack. I just stayed with you the whole time, and when they finally had you medicated, you went to sleep. I'm just walking down the street, and I just finally have this, you finally stop being in the moment. I'm like, wow, man, that was very weird. Fez could have died. Jeez, what's going to happen next? And I'm walking along literally in a daze, and here's this drunk kid falls out of this building. Ronnie B, how are you, my man? And just like completely took me out of the thing.
Now, this is weird because I remember like a couple days after the heart attack, because that was on a Thursday.
Right.
We obviously took the next day off, and we had the whole weekend. I remember at some point then you telling me, hey, I ran into someone who listens to the show,
right?
And I'm worried they saw me coming out of the hospital, because we wanted to just make sure people that knew this.
No, it was actually someone else was in the hospital, too.
Oh,
but
okay.
I did bring up the Pepper incidents, because you were like, I don't know whether I want people to know or not,
right.
Whether it's, where suddenly it's like with XM, fucking have a problem with it or whatever. But I did call Wiki that night, and he said, this is between me and you. Don't worry about it. And then he immediately picked up the phone and called Elo. So, the word gets out.
Sure.
Once the word is out, you're better off just fucking saying what's going down. But that is hysterical. And then he had no idea. It's not like I shared it with him. No. And then he becomes our intern over a year later.
That is bizarre to me.
Yeah. That's why I tell you this kid's a fucking rabbit's foot. Because from that point on, you started feeling better because of this little fucking rainbow pot of gold, the kid we call Pepper Hicks, which your name would be young Bill Hicks if fucking Ryder hadn't given another hack name like Pepper to you.
I like it, though. I like Pepper Hicks.
You like Pepper Hicks? Yeah. All right. You're an easygoing guy.
I try.
And you, on the other hand, Ryder, are fucking really in Eastside Dave's shadow.
No, but the thing is, he has a sort of salt and pepper look to his facial hair. You know, it's kind of brown and white and black. It's all over the place.
Not.
It looks
No,
like
it's
pepper.
not.
It's fucking black.
But I do have gray hair, though, which is
Where?
odd. I don't know. I've grown my hair out in the last 6 months, so I don't think I can find it.
You have a gray hair because you eat mushrooms. That's the fucking reason.
Possibly.
You are forcing yourself into a whole nother place. Pepper Hicks, you wish you were doing mushrooms today?
No. Last time I took mushrooms, I had a really bad trip.
Really? On mushrooms?
Yeah, crazy, right?
What happened to you?
It's the calm down. It's the worst.
Oh,
I start getting really introspective.
Can't just say
Yeah.
you drink when you're coming down from
Landing
mushrooms.
gear. I used to call it landing gear.
No, I
have to have something to get you out of that move.
I did that too, but didn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't get drunk.
Well,
Wow. Well, what would have? Okay, we're gonna play that out. So Chris Peppers. So at the time, it was me and Earl. Then the first person who got a third job, the most I ever worked with was 3, was 2 people. We only had a staff of 3, is what I'm saying. At the
Yeah,
large,
it was you and 2 others at the biggest.
it was me and Earl, and then they added Pitsy.
That may be a
If
question later
Earl
on.
doesn't want to hire Chris Pepper Stanley, I think what happens, Pitsy remains on the Ron and Fez show longer, and you know who becomes the Chris Pepper Stanley? Bronx
Who?
Johnny. Bronx Johnny.
Wow.
Bronx Johnny. It's interesting to think about. Bronx Johnny, without a doubt, the more I think about it, there's no one else. If Chris Pepper Stanley had not become a full-on producer for the Ron and Fez show, I think it would have been me, Earl, Pitsy. Pitsy still would have had his meltdown, but he probably would have existed longer on the Ron and Fez show, but still would have had the meltdown. I mean, I'm boys with Pitsy, so it wasn't like a big meltdown. It was finally like, I can't do this anymore. And I believe, Bronx Johnny would have been the guy. There's no one. I mean, who else? The only other person I could think of is perhaps Lily, but I don't think that she would have gotten it. I think it would have been Bronx Johnny. What you would see at the Chris Pepper Stanley, which means you might be seeing Bronx Johnny on the Bennington show to this very day.
It would be fun to see that audience and Ron and Gail react to Bronx Johnny's porn tapes. Like watching them
go like this. Let's even go like this. You know that some of the latter-day Fez meltdowns and stuff that I was not aware of until I saw recently in animation form on YouTube from Coke Logic. I didn't realize that these meltdowns had been preserved in animation form by Coke Logic on YouTube. So I saw a few of them. I guarantee those segments would have been different. You would have had Fez maybe locking up, freezing, and kind of maybe even crying a little bit. I guarantee you, though, it wouldn't have been dead silence. That would have been that actually awesome radio awkwardness probably would have been ruined by Johnny going, "Don't be sad, boss.
don't be sad.
Don't be sad, boss. Come on, boss. Keep your Fez. Keep your chin up, baby. Come on, Fezzy. Oh, you're a good boy, Fez. Don't be all upset about the blueberries. Come on, Fez. Don't get so mad. Fez, you the best." I'm saying that in a complimentary way. He was a very positive person. He always tells me the first day we're still friends and we message each other from time to time. He always says he always says, "Man, Dad, it's like you're aging in reverse."
Aw.
You'd be very surprised at how complimentary Johnny is. Bronx
We
Johnny
met-
is a very complimentary individual. I think there's a chance he could have, been good for Fez's self-esteem.
That's where I was going to go. Now, I met Johnny 3 times, and to this day, every holiday, every, Judeo-Christian holiday, I get a text from Johnny. "Hey, Robert, hope you're doing well, man. Miss you." And, you know what I mean? He's a very thoughtful...
Same over here. He texts me on Christmas, on my birthday, on fucking Easter.
Yeah.
Because I guess we're both the only two Catholics remaining on the planet Earth. The rest of, well, you used to be a Catholic. I
Still
feel like
Catholic.
you've been excommunicated for some of the shit you did recently.
That's fair. I will say, of the two people in that story, only one of us had to have a massive reformation because of something they did at that cathedral, but that's okay.
Well, if Pepper Stanley doesn't get hired,
I was going to say, I love Pepper, but I think Bronx Johnny may have, not let some of the bullying happen. Bronx Johnny's from the
very
hood.
Interesting thing to think about. If Bronx Johnny's in the Chris Pepper Stanley role, I do genuinely believe the beautiful light and love, which is Bronx Johnny's big heart. I can't see him ever joining in the, making fun of Fez. I think he would have been front and center. It's okay, boss. Don't listen to them. They're haters, boss. They're haters, boss. Don't boss it. They're haters.
You come to this address and you say that to my boss's face. See what happened to you.
Yeah. Now,
Bronx...
the only other person, I said her name, Lily.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think she would have lasted long. I mean, she was out of there. She got the job in Buffalo or wherever the hell it was, Rochester.
Yeah, she seemed to be ready to run,
Yeah.
to a new thing.
Yeah, you know what? I don't see her getting the producer job. I see it going to Bronx Johnny. There was actually a kid who was there for only half a semester that we called behind his back Evil Pepper because he was also portly and had long hair.
That's
and
hilarious.
Kind of looks like him. Yeah. And this fucking kid on day one, you know what he does? To the thing, he talks shit about me to Ron on day one as an intern. I'm like, you're a piece of fucking garbage. And then I realize, you can never hire whackbag O&A fans to be an intern, ever. Because they actually come in thinking they can actually make fun of me or verbally blast me or troll me or antagonize me. And not only can they not do that because they don't have the talent, but then they so fucking destroy them verbally and that the rest of the audience gangs up on them, and then they're out of the business after 2 months. Hurley, was that kid's name Evil Pepper?
I remember Hurley.
Never seen him again. Yeah, that was his name, Hurley. But on air's name was Hurley. Off air, we called him Evil Pepper. He's never been in show business since because he's a little fucking runt cunt.
Wow.
Go ahead. Yeah. I didn't think we would get a little fucking heat today. I didn't think we'd get some controversy with this very fun and special What If episode. But Hurley, if you're listening, you're a runt cunt. I mean that. You're small, you're fat, and you're a fucking bitch. Try to run me down to Ron on day one of the Ron and Fez show? What the fuck is the matter with you?
Who do you think you are?
I didn't take a fucking Ron's cowbell and beat you over the fucking head with it. You fucking piece of shit. I should have treated you like fucking Goodfellas. I hire you as an intern, and you fucking throw my ass under the bus to Ron? You miserable twat. You think I fucking forgot about that? Hey, you fucking never was. I can't even call you a has-been. You never was. If I ever see you again, I'm kicking you right in the fucking taint.
Who do you think you are, Eastside Davis? Who do you think you are, Eastside Davis?
Crazy.
So before I give you my thoughts, I actually ran this what if scenario through an AI to see what it would come up with what would happen.
I love this.
So it says, if Earl Douglas had prevented Chris Stanley from interning on the Ron and Fez show, the trajectory of several careers and the show's dynamics might have been significantly different. So first it starts with Chris Stanley. Without the opportunity to intern subsequently work on the Ron and Fez show, Chris Stanley might have pursued a different path in the broadcasting or media industry. He could have ended up interning at another radio show or media outlet, potentially landing a career in production or management in a different genre of entertainment. Alternatively, Chris might have shifted his focus entirely, perhaps into a more stable and traditional career path outside of media. And that's why I think I differ from the AI a little bit, because I think if he would have overdosed.
Yeah, there's no regular job. It seems like AI is trying to cover its ass too. By the way, Chris might have gone into showbiz. He might have gone into another area of show business, or he may have not gone into show business at all. We just don't know. But as far as AI goes, hey AI, 9 to 5, Chris Stanley, that wouldn't work. No.
So then it did focus on Earl Douglas, and it said it might have given him the opportunity to showcase his skill set in a different way, or, and I quote, lack of skill set in a different way.
Oh, yeah, the AI is understanding that it would have exposed Earl even further had we not had another producer to cover up for Earl's mistakes.
The only potential hiccup I see there is, as good of friends as you and Bronx Johnny are, I don't know if he would have, like, he likes to make everybody happy. So, whereas, like, Chris would be like, no, Dave, you're right here, Earl's wrong. I think Bronx Johnny might have tried to alleviate things between you guys, and actually, in the process, exacerbated it even further. You know what I mean? When there's, like, someone always trying to explain the other guy's side, and you become more logical in your thought, it just makes you angrier, and you're like, no, he's doing
100%.
nothing.
Oh, 100%. I know exactly what you're saying. And because I don't see Johnny fighting with almost anyone, it's almost impossible. How could you even get into a fight with Johnny? Like an argument? I couldn't. I don't think I ever witnessed it in my entire time at Ron and Fez. I mean, honestly, working hundreds of hours with Johnny, I don't believe I ever saw him get into an argument. I actually remember seeing him get frustrated with Earl. But I'm laughing because I'm literally scratching my head for like through hundreds and hundreds of hours with working with Johnny, not being able to think of even a slight argument that he had with anyone, myself included. But I remember him getting frustrated with Earl because he was taking too long.
That's hilarious.
With something. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Johnny needed to maybe bring the 360 machines, those are machines that you press and the sound effect, car crash, whatever, the applause. He needed to take those, I think, from Sirius XM to 92.3 K-Rock, and Earl's dilly-dallying and saltines eating was like preventing Johnny from he's like, I just got to take the machines from here to fucking K-Rock. Can I take them now? And he's like, 1 second, Johnny. And he had to drink the ginger ale real slowly and do everything, sloth-like. That's the only time I ever saw Johnny frustrated. Of course, the great Earl Douglas brought it out of him.
That's hilarious. I've never seen Johnny angry unless if he was pit bulling for the show. He also is one of the only characters or producers from the Ron and Fez show to get respect out of the O&A crew too. Like, they would always try to make you into Fuck Twat the Clown, but they were afraid of Bronx Johnny.
Yeah, they were. And he's, with all due respect, he's 6 inches smaller than me. Physically, I should have, I could beat up anyone on Opie and Anthony. Anyone.
Yeah, I think
out fact. Like that's actually a what if thing to think about. It's like, what if Dave decided to beat up the Opie and Anthony staff? First of all, I would have been able to do it, but that would have been it for me. I would have not existed in radio anymore, and I'm still going strong after 20 years. Sirius XM satellite radio for 10, and now the last 10 years, 95.9, the Rat, WRAT-FM in New Jersey, #1 rock station in the state of New Jersey, and I'm the #1 morning guy on the #1 station. Boom. But I've been doing that for 10 years. I don't think I would have any career if I beat up the Opie and Anthony staff, and I wanted to. When they attacked me. You did? When they attacked me. They tried to, it took 4 or 5 of those pussies. They tried, when I was involved in the Afro competition or some fucking bet, 4 or 5 of them tried to duct tape me to a chair so that they could shave my head. And I fought out of the duct tape job from 4 and 5 guys, wild hands swinging, and they all ran out of the studio. Yes. Yes, I could easily. I wanted to beat the shit out of all of them, and I could have, but I would have never had. I would have gotten fired. Never been in radio, and probably you're looking at St. Catherine Elementary's best history teacher. That's what I would have tried to have done with my career. I would have been a history teacher like the guy in Dead Poets Society, Robert Williams.
And if I had never met you, I would have been like the student in Dead Poets Society, the one who played Jesus in the play.
Not Jesus, but yes, he did have a crown of thorns. That was Shakespeare, but you're right. He would have put you. You would have killed yourself with your daddy's gun. Fucking dad was such an asshole. It was your fault, Dad. Get off that fucking kid's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so all right, this is fun. What's our next what if?
So the AI basically then hit exactly what you said. It thought the interaction with Fez would have been different, and that it would have been more supportive, and it may have seen Fez not have some of his meltdown moments due to having somebody always in his corner. And then it said the
thing to think about. I think that it would have changed things a lot more than people realize. I do.
And with that note, we're going to throw out to some audio real quick, and we will be right back.
All right, so what's the new segment you're doing today?
Well, I'm doing something called Bronx Johnny Sex Extravaganza, where we review porn.
Wait a minute, you mean extravaganza?
Could be that.
No, it's a
porn review, XXX review. So
it's a sex extravaganza, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because you've taken the extravaganza and then you added sex to it.
Yes, sir.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
I love it. All right, you got a little opening for it?
Yeah.
All right.
Hiya, buddies. It's your boy Bronx Johnny with your first installment of Bronx Johnny's Sex Extravaganza. Join me as we review some skin flicks. Today we have Belladonna's Butthole Horse. This is from Evil Angel, and basically it has no real plot line. It's just chicks getting messed up anal. It's a good old American anal film. Straight porn. The main girl is, of course, Belladonna, who's the director of the flick. And
she stars and directs?
Yeah, she's very multi-talented.
Make sure you get a shot of my asshole. Make sure it's going in my asshole. Go ahead, Johnny.
So the basically, like, first scene, she's with a chick by the name of her and Lexi Love, and a lucky gentleman by the name of Mark Wood. So
is that his real name?
I hope not. So, they getting their freak on and everything, and you kind of appreciate it because one of the girls, Lexi Love, is a squirter, which I had never seen before in my life till I actually saw this, and it shoots at the camera like a water gun.
Why didn't you let me know? I'm a squirter, too. I would have shown you.
Too, it has so much in common.
But, like, it's weird because she's getting pounded anally, and she squirts out the vag.
Mm-hmm.
So I never knew how that worked. I always thought
CGI. That's CGI you're dealing with.
And then it's pretty cool. Like, there are a couple of scenes where Bella masturbates herself while she's actually working the camera at the same time. So it's kind of cool. And
sounds cool.
We also got Hillary Scott. She's big time in the industry. She's moving up in the world.
Oh, she's won 2 Oscars, right? She's fantastic. $1 Million Babies is my favorite thing she did.
That's Hillary Swank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's kind of crazy. Like, she does ATM. That's ass to mouth for everybody that don't know the lingo. It goes from an ass to a mouth. And like I have some clips if y'all want to hear them.
Sure. Now, is her ass to her mouth?
Yeah, like the dude
her own ass.
No. The dude takes his penis out of butthole and just puts it in the mouth. And she actually requested, which is kind of kinky.
These are the new popular form of DVD, aren't they, John?
Yeah, they quite crisp. I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to rock with a porn company, Evil Angel's the way to go.
Yeah.
Who is?
Evil Angel.
All right.
Very good company.
Let's view some clips.
What is Hillary Scott? Is that what you want?
Well, the first one is...
We're going to be hearing grunting.
The first one is just Belladonna introing it. It's herself.
I just wanted to show you how good of a butthole for she is today. I love the way it smells.
It's basically referring to Lexi Love did.
Sure.
Our second clip is Belladonna, Lexi Love, and Mr. Mark Wood just getting their fuck on.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah, I couldn't get that off my car. It's like you're squirting.
Yeah, but now I feel there's almost no reason to see the movie. You've given away the best part. That's the climax, if you will.
That's the trick, though. The best scene, I actually left it on the DVD. I didn't even put it on the review. That's a young girl by the name of...
Young Rocker?
No, it's Maria Love and Sativa Rose. They both they take it like champs, man.
Really?
They're pretty good at what they do. And then...
Is that when they're getting their fuck on?
Basically, sir.
Okay.
Clip 3, 4, 5 is just Hillary Scott, just taking it like a champ.
All right, let's go,
You want
champ.
to see my dirty little asshole? It's my favorite fuckhole. You want to watch me stretch it out?
She's good. I'm not going to lie to you. She's good.
Has nice diction. She really pronounces her words well.
Yeah, I got
asshole.
dick.
Yeah.
I got dick.
Oh.
The dick part. You didn't know dick?
Take it down. Come on. You need some help with that?
She okay, Johnny? Everything works out after that?
Yeah. She's
She had to perform the Heimlich on the.
She's cool because like she has a gag reflex, which is a good thing in an adult movie because it adds to the scene. And then the last clip is just Hillary
You like
Scott.
to see chicks choking on cock?
Oh yeah, it's crazy, man.
I want to tease my dirty ass off your dick.
Hey, by the way, if you're listening to us at work, you might want to turn this down.
Yeah, that was about it.
Well, there it is, Johnny's, what is it, Sexcapades?
Sextravaganza.
Sextravaganza. There he goes. Thanks, Johnny. Good luck with your date today. Bye, Johnny. Take care.
There he goes.
There he goes. There goes Johnny.
Pimpin' ain't easy.
Oh.
Ay, qué fiebre, ay.
People are loving it. Johnny's brand new Sexpectations, great Sexpectations. And by the way, we thought Lily was going to do that, and she wouldn't do her homework, so we'll see. Ted, you're on Run of Fez.
Bronx Johnny brings back the Fezatorial.
It really did feel like an old-fashioned Fezatorial.
I never did a Fezatorial about porn, or have porn clips in my Fezatorials.
Oh, I never listened all the way through. I just got to the point where you said, my Fezatorial, and then I came back when you said, thank you.
That's the opening and closing lines.
And we are back.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. I think we probably threw in there some, if we could find Dave versus Hurley, great. If not, some Chris Pepper Stanley. We'll let you
Good
know.
stuff.
This next question.
Baby.
What's going on, boss?
Church,
boss. Today I have Nasty DP Girls #1. Of course, DP stands for Double Penetration. Who doesn't know that? It's produced by Underground Entertainment, and it got a 2.5 out of 5. The cover girl is Ashley Blue. She's a real cool chick. She's one of the more filthier girls in the scene. She basically has an incest scene with her stepbrother and some French dude that just happens to walk in on them, which is kind of cool. She's very good at sucking dick. I give her credit for that. That's really more of her talent. She's not good at taking it from the back doggy style. It kind of takes away from the scene. Should have just been an oral scene. That was kind of cool. There's also a chick named Autumn in the film. Her scene was kind of kick-ass because the basic plot of the scene was she was trying to buy pot, and just two guys ran train on her in the bathroom, which was kind of cool as well. Cause she's just staring at them and they're just chilling by the train tracks. Well, I have the clip. I'll play it later. And basically, my word of the day is DPPD. It's the double penetration power driver, which is basically when and I got this out of Webster. It consists of a real cool chick getting rolled on her neck and shoulders and getting both her holes split by man meat, which was really cool because like they're in a bathroom and she's on her shoulder blades, just taking two pieces of dick. Like, it is what it is.
Preach.
The two other chicks in the film, Melanie and Chloe, were quite boring. The one chick that was crazy was Candy Cotton, which is her actual name, and there was no audio of this, but she took 24 number 2 pencils, a huge salami, 4 Barbie dolls, and about 2 penises all at the same time in a vagina hole. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if she was trying to break a record or stretch something out, but
somebody wanted an Oscar.
Yeah. I felt kind of bad there was no audio, but like they put 24 unsharpened number 2 pencils in there, and that was kind of crazy. Basically, the film was...
Why were they afraid to sharpen it?
I don't know. The crazy thing was when they put all 24 in, the dudes actually started making like a V shape with it, stretching it out, and it just stretched right back into place. It was quite filthy. Oh, she also sat on a lava lamp and a bong, which was quite awesome as well.
How long was this movie?
Yo, it ran for like a good 2-something, man.
I'm going to tell you, I don't like a stunt act. I don't normally, I never was big into Gallagher, but to actually, and she took in the whole lava lamp.
Yo, you still see like the portion of where the switch used to be.
Right.
And then like when she comes off, there's slime on the son of a bitch, which it was alright, I guess. But yeah, like the film, it was alright. Out of like 5 girls, 2 of them were decent, 1 was just fucking hilarious. The other 2 were lame. I downloaded. I wouldn't buy the motherfucker. I got some clips. We can throw that out there. Clip
Wait,
one.
aren't you brother and sister?
No, he's my stepbrother.
Oh, he's your stepbrother. And your parents know about what's going on?
No, please don't tell him.
Word, Fam Bam wouldn't be feeling that, yo.
Please don't tell my mom. She doesn't understand.
I hate when they're too old and they do that. Hey, I'm here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just think they're throwing ponytails and we're going to believe.
No, that's the thing about Ashley Blue, though. Yo, she doesn't look a day over 16, man.
And she's the one who took the lava lamp?
No, that was Candy Cotton. There was no audio of that. Like, it was just, they played, I guess, the best, because this DVD is a compilation. It's not necessarily a film. They just put some crazy shit together. The next clip.
Move your fucking hand, mate. Yeah. Come on, put some digging in your mouth. We don't want to see you without digging in your mouth.
That's Ashley Blue with her stepbrother and the Frenchman that walked in. Technically a family friend. You kind of do follow the plot because it's so weird. Here's the third clip. The chick trying to buy some weed.
You guys got any shit?
Shit? What do you mean shit? What do you want? Weed? You sure you're not a cop?
Positive. Where am I gonna hide it back?
Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got underneath your dress, just to make sure. She ain't a cop. Yeah, you ain't a cop. Let me see your titty. Let me see your titty. All right, let's get you some weed.
And then the last clip is the chick actually getting railed in the bathroom, and then with a funny little ending to it.
Yeah, don't you want your weed?
Yeah.
Chuck. Yeah. Don't you have her weed? You know what? I don't. I'll go pick some up. You guys wait right here.
They basically let the poor girl on and didn't have any weed for her. But I appreciated the fact she put the effort into the acting.
Wow, it's so sad there for a second.
She also got Glory Hole in there, which was kind of weird, too.
So that kind of makes up a little bit for the lack of weed.
Yeah. I also have, for today's review, a review of a strip club.
Oh, great.
It's Sin City in the Bronx. It's on 138th and Park Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real nice club, depending on what time of night you go. Like, the ambiance is real cool. It got red chairs, like blue and red lighting is man nice. The girls are really hot. There's a little bit of an issue, though, like when you go to the door. I don't know if any other clubs do this. They actually bring out trays and metal detectors and say, if you have any guns, please leave them in the locker and they'll give you a number to get your shit back.
They do that in the Bronx, nowhere else.
And then they have a dress code, but they don't tell you shit if you have a do-rag on for some reason. You can walk in with a do-rag.
Nice.
And it's pretty much a tough crowd. The chicks are awesome, though. I got a lap dance from a girl named Flower. She's 20.
Yeah.
She's trying to get back into medical school. Hopefully that works out for her.
I think she's going to make it. I really do.
A couple of beefs I had were actually the prices there. Like a beer was like $8.
Sure.
But then
you're paying for entertainment too. It's the floor show.
Yeah, no, but the private dance is pretty reasonably priced. That's why I didn't get the whole thing about the beer, because like you could get a private dance for like $50, champagne room status stuff.
Yeah.
But then, like the ATM fee, I needed money. I was like, shit. I spent like about $200 in about 40 minutes. So I had to go to the ATM, and they was like, yo, walk 2 blocks down, go to the gas station.
Too scary.
Gas station was closed. Nah, it's in my neighborhood, so I know people out there.
Mm-hmm.
So on the way back, it was like, oh, we fixed the ATM. You can use it here. The fee was fucking $10.
That's insane. All right, so that's one of the problems there. The gas station 2 blocks away has very expensive ATM.
Ooh, text me that. What was it?
Sextravaganza, Johnny's legendary bits.
Hey, good morning, America. It's been a minute. Hope everyone is well. Been a while since I've done a review video of something I'm eating. And today, I'm having breakfast, and I'm going to have Activia Black Cherry. And it's not just for women. I thought it was just like to make your pussy taste good and stuff, but it's not just that. It's pretty healthy stuff, actually. I bought a 24-pack. The peach is alright. Strawberry is my shit. Black cherry is good, too. But I'll eat the peach because it's in there. It's wasteful not to eat it. Yeah, dude, so I've eaten enough of this that if I had a vagina, it would taste like fucking sprinkles. Wonderful. It's very good. I've been trying to like take care of my digestive because in quarantine you just eat like shit. I was eating Hot Pockets like they were fucking bananas, and I also got a BJ's card, so I got like a fucking microwave burger. The burger was actually surprisingly good. It just when you eat so much shit out of the microwave, it's like, damn son, what's it coming to? So I got some yogurt. I'm gonna eat some in front of you right now. There's a little napkin so I don't get myself dirty, Sean. Yogurt gets messy sometimes. I don't want to dirty up my wife beater. Yeah, this shit is alright. It kicks. Shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis. She put me on to this fabulous marketing. It's heaven. I feel like I'm staying at Ritz-Carlton right now. Fancy ass yogurt for breakfast. If I had granola, man, that'd be the tits. So yeah, now I've been trying to take care of my digestive and shit. Shout out to New York, went phase 3 today. No thanks to that dumbass man of ours. I could say that. Fuck him. He's just a moron. Shout out to the Chooch. Andrew Cuomo, he's a man, bro. Old nipple ringed up, not giving a fuck. He's a man. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I like him better than most. I met him twice, shook my hand one time in a train station before the COVID. You didn't have to do that. There you go, fancy boy. Finished it. And that shit was wonderful. And then now I gotta chase it down. So I'm an older gentleman now. I'm in past my mid-30s. So, there you go. 4-in-1 fiber. So I got my probiotics, and I'm getting my fiber. Shitting like a racehorse, and it is wonderful. And just get my little water cup. It's always a party at my house, no matter what I'm doing. Red cups all day. And paper plates. Well, not really paper plates. You can put them in the microwave, or they're really paper plates. So, you do 1 scoop. Then 2 scoops, because I'm a big boy. Big boy made a duty. Linger longer. Yeah, no, man. And I don't go outside. I've said it on the podcast. High Society Radio every night. Thursday night, 8 p.m. on the Gas Digital Network. Use promo code HSR. I don't go out fucking quarantine. I take it real serious. I got 1 kidney. I can't fuck around. So I stay home. And I only go out for like groceries and shit. Or if I got to drop off the laundry. But recently with the BJ's, I used the Instacart. And they drop shit off at my house. It's not bad except the ice cream comes melted. So that's the only drawback. But everything else is wonderful. Great buffalo chicken rolls. Again, I've been eating like shit other than this. But for now, I'm going to just be drinking Metamucil and yogurt for the next week. I don't know. I never had kombucha tea. It looks like shitty Cambodian water. Like they just, or like water they used when we had POWs in Vietnam. So I don't think I'd ever put that in my digestive. I've never had it though, so that's me being ignorant. It might be delicious, Sergio. Who knows? So now you gotta really muscle this down because it becomes a gelatin inside of you. I don't really feel the effects as much as I should. My appetite is more or less. I eat after 2 p.m. I don't eat anymore. So that's good, I guess. See that? Nothing left on the spoon. Daddy did a good job. Cheers. Who the fuck said mukbang videos got to be unhealthy, right? Maybe I'll do some celery sticks in the coming days, or some baby carrots with some butternut squash. I don't know. But yeah, man, just, try to live healthy, drop some LBs. It's the summer. I know it's a COVID summer, but it's still summer. When you look out your window, you want broad to see your guns a little bit. Like, see something nice. I want to be like Andrew Cuomo nice, washing my car. I want to just be wiping down. Did you guys see that picture? We did something for the show on that, but there's a video of fucking Cuomo washing his GTO, and you can kind of see the nipple ring. He's a man. He's a chooch. I love that dude. He's a fucking man. But yeah, man, shout out to America. I know 4th of July passed. Wasn't the same. My brother actually made burgers and hot dogs. It wasn't bad, actually. It's not what I'm used to, but wasn't bad. But, the Metamucil and Activia with my juicy, delicious, if I had a pussy, because that's what Activia is. It's just fucking vitamins for your vagina that you eat. It's wonderful. If I was into rim jobs, I guess my ass would taste like candy. I don't know, but I'm not really into it. Fucking yeah, man. Life could be worse, guys. New York's hitting phase 3 soon, so we should be cool. But yeah, man. Hope everybody's well and y'all spending the time with y'all loved ones. And yo, man, shit's gonna get better, hopefully. Other than that black plague that popped up in China today, and we'll see, huh? Let's not jinx it. We're just getting into phase 3. I don't know. Sports ain't looking that great either because they're starting to shut down. But let's stay positive. Let's stay positive because shit's progressing. And then it regresses, and then hopefully it progresses again. But we'll fucking see. Get your Activia in there and your Metamucil, and you'll be fine. God bless the USA. Easy, guys.
Oh, we could throw that in too because we all love Bronx Johnny. So that we did just discuss what would happen if you removed one of the best players from the Ron and Fez production team. This one explores what would happen if you removed one of the worst players ever on the Ron and Fez production team.
Uh-oh.
What if Opie never convinced Ron to hire Earl when you went to Satellite?
Ooh. Well, I think they would have gotten Al Dukes back, maybe. And here's why. Well, okay, so if Earl does not get hired by Ron and Fez for Sirius XM, so we're talking 2005, right? That's when they started at Sirius.
Yes, correct.
Well, XM,
yeah.
Okay. You know what's crazy to think about, Robert? They started there in September of XM, right? I mean, September of 2005, they started at XM. I was hired in December. That means Harry Ellis lasted 3 months.
Yeah.
What happened?
Did he get something maybe?
No. I don't even know. Trust me, I don't even know. And I ask questions. They're like, I don't know. Anyway, okay. This is what happens, Robert. Excellent what if premise. What happens is Earl still hangs out with O&A. Earl might even be an O&A producer at XM.
Still.
I think what would have happened is you would have either had one of those OG O&A producers producing Ron and Fez.
Oh.
Or Ron and Fez would have gotten Al Dukes back, who was not producing at the time. I believe he was just sitting behind a desk at CBS Radio. I could have seen that because, you're starting with someone who knows the show, knows the personalities, chemistry, understands a lot of stuff. That's an important part of doing a show. So I think a phone call could have been made, potentially, to Al.
I could see that, yeah. They're still good friends. He calls in.
Possibly with that massive pool of O&A producers, one of them gets sent over to Ron and Fez. And if you're going to ask me who? Oh, my God. I would hope it was the late, great Steve Carlisi.
I would also hope that for Ron and Fez's sake. Unfortunately, if you're going with just bring nothing to the table, do nothing, blame everything on everybody else, I don't think it would have been the one good guy on their staff.
If they had, okay, here's the what if, so I know who you're going with.
No, it could have been anybody, whether it be Danny, who just
listen. Let's just be honest. When it comes to two producers of infamy in terms of ineptitude, I'm not saying this is my, opinion. I'm saying this is the reputation of the O&A Ron and Fez world. You don't blame the messenger. The people associate ineptitude with the producer from each show. From Ron and Fez, his name is Earl Douglas. From Opie and Anthony, his name is Eric Nagel. Now, again, don't shoot the messenger. But if we're actually being in a parallel universe, it probably would have been Eric on Ron and Fez, Earl on O&A. I'm just saying I always liked Steve's production and thought Steve Carlisi would have been good on Ron and Fez. Because don't forget, Steve Carlisi did a lot of shit for me. Board Gossip, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's Board Gossip time with Eastside Dave and Davey Max. I mean, he did a ton of. I asked Steve to do a lot of voices for me.
He was also very good, like you, in the sense of getting mocked, but not becoming the guy who, you know what I mean? Like he played that balance of being very good at what he did and being respected in that field, but still,
He's always nice to me, and I was always nice to him. I think.
I've never heard anybody say a bad word about him. That when you ask about him now, so
yeah, sad. I mean, he's no longer with us. So and what would have happened? I'll tell you. But let's play that what if out, because if Steve is the producer of Ron and Fez and there's me, that probably changes the dynamic for me quite a bit. Earl, because he was such a, I don't know how else to say it, so I'm just going to say it, fuck up. He would get all the heat. So then I was looked at, for a while or at different times as a little golden boy. I had to do something and to prove it. I had to be awesome. I had to be creative, original, bring ideas, passion, energy, enthusiasm, bring the fucking ruckus each and every day, which I do everywhere I fucking go. Everyone knows that.
Even the doctors.
But I think what would have happened is I can't imagine Ron Fez even remotely giving Steve Carlisi the shit that they gave Earl, which means I would have gotten the shit. So that would have been interesting. That would have changed a lot of things, I think.
There was never an era I can think of where there wasn't somebody getting the shit on the production staff of the Ron and Fez show. So I think what you might have seen is a more Billy Staples-esque Dave with a Steve Carlisi, or with, even if you want the Al Dukes route, I do think, so I think the reason why Harry got driven out, speculation of course, was Earl's lack of doing stuff and pushing the blame onto him. I think if you have a good producer there, the opposite happens, where his ineptitude gets highlighted because he's so bad. Whereas with you, you're good, so you know what I mean? Like, you would find a way to make it entertaining and interesting.
It'd be very interesting, though. Man, that's another good one.
AI speculated that Earl's would have showcased his lack of skill in executive production, on air, lack of on air presence, and lack of something else on another show, or probably answered phone somewhere. It speculated Fez probably would have had 2 less heart attacks.
Whoa!
That was my favorite speculation.
Changes. The what if universe is so fucking crazy. I mean, the addition of Steve Carlisi and Bronx Johnny, AI is making it sound like, Fez, might still be with us. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm saying, like, AI that's a crazy take. Like, wow.
It felt like a lot of the stress Fez felt came from Earl Douglas.
So, I mean, I want to be very clear right now. AI is blaming Earl Douglas for giving Fez 2 heart attacks. That is what was just said on Tales from the Satellite. That
so I don't think
artificial intelligence believes Earl Douglas is responsible for 2 goddamn heart attacks that Fez Whatley had.
And this artificial intelligence isn't just me making things up. It is called Perplexity. You can get it to study stuff. It's attached to the internet. Yeah. I just want people to know this isn't me doing a bit where I say edgy stuff like shock jock or anything.
Hey, I saw it. We saw this whole thing. He's got a real AI machine doing this shit. The robot and the goddamn fucking intelligence thinks Earl Douglas is responsible for 2 Fez heart attacks. That's going to be the big takeaway for the rest of my life. I'm actually going to run with that and just say, hey, Earl, at least I didn't give Fez 2 heart attacks, you piece of shit. Because you gave Fez 2 heart attacks, okay?
Well, we haven't gotten to the part about you yet, so we'll see what it thought you did. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. We don't have anything like that.
You could. Anyway, here's Fez from last year calling in. It's the first chance we had to talk to him post-heart attack. I think at the beginning you could really hear him playing it up a little bit, can't you, Earl?
Yeah, it starts that way, and then it just kind of...
Then he's forced to forget his character. Like always. Whatever voice he starts with drops. So here it is. Fez, first time he called the show after his heart attack. You said that you were putting a list together, and I know that night, the night of your heart attack, you asked for a pen and paper.
Yeah, and it continues. If someone could hand me that binder over there, I'd appreciate it.
This is stuff that you believe brought all this on?
Oh, yeah, and because here's the thing. When something like this happens, Ronnie, you really have to start doing an accounting of your life.
Right.
And how you're living and what you're doing. And, and in doing that, you really have to see who's really to blame.
Right.
For a heart attack.
So instead of, your thing came like this, you weren't one of those people who had the heart attack and it gave you a new appreciation for life or a spiritual awakening. Yours was just more places to focus blame?
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
There's retribution.
Yeah.
Someone's going to have to pay for this thing, was my first thought.
Right, I understand, sure.
There has to be, there's people that have to know what they did to me.
Right.
Almost like I need my day in court.
I understand. All right, let's, do you want to do it now? Or
Yeah, I can go through
This isn't going to upset you and...
No, I think it's actually going to be therapeutic.
Oh, good. All right.
Just to get it, literally off my chest.
Okay, good.
The first name I have is Harry.
I understand.
All right. Second name, Harry.
Wow.
Looking here on my list at the third name.
Right.
Harry.
All right, that's 3-time loser there. So that's got to be some kind of 3 strikes, you're out.
Well, I tried to put it in order of importance. It's just,
right.
You're laying there and you got these random thoughts coming into you. Next, Paulie the intern.
Paulie the intern. Now, why Paulie?
Who messed up my orange juice order? You remember how upset I was?
That was a bad day for you. By the way, I remember too when they came in because they say you also have sugar diabetes.
Yeah.
The worst thing for you was orange juice.
They told me the very worst thing for my diabetes is that big glass of orange juice, and they said, God help us, you never had it frothy, did you?
And that's how that son of a bitch would bring it back.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I don't know if this means anything, but Harry's in charge of him. So basically, even though we're out of the top 3 Harrys, I still see Harry's fingerprints there.
Yeah, I might as well have said Harry Jr.
Right.
Yeah, and I may have exerted myself throwing pens at him or something. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I know.
The tests are all still coming back. Next on the list, Mikey D, who, you may not know this, never cut me any slack.
I do remember that. I
don't know if people are familiar.
Yeah, I do remember that. And, now Mikey is back from Aruba and has offered to come over and help you convalesce.
Nice. Natalie Holloway doesn't make it out of Aruba, but he does.
See if this brings back any of the...
They got the wrong dumb blonde.
See if this brings back anything for you.
And you never, ever got me 1 ounce of slack.
All right, that's the man on the verge of a heart attack.
Yeah. Yeah. And my heart got cut. No slack.
I know that.
No slack.
You know, this whole thing, Fezzi, can you think of it more of a spiritual way? Does that help at all? I mean, for me, it would help to think the way that I'm getting through this is I'm like, it's really like God has kicked Fez in the chest.
That's one way to look at it. You know, that's one school of thought.
Right.
But I'm going more of this is more of a new philosophy in cardio rehab, getting back at people.
I understand. All right, so far we have the top 4 is Harry, and then that big dumb intern Paul with his frothy orange juice.
And then Mikey D.
Oh, yeah, Mikey D is at 5.
You know, he never cut me any slack.
I know.
And you never, ever got me 1 ounce of slack.
You know, that would make a great T-shirt. And it's like a broken heart, and you never cut me 1 ounce of slack. Fezzi, please don't laugh. Your heart can't bear that.
It gets sore.
Your little pea-sized heart can't bear that.
I'm like the Grinch. It was 3 sizes too small.
Was it, buddy? Did they say that?
Actually, it was enlarged.
Like a roast beef that had been left out too long?
Yeah, like something that had just gotten swollen.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Next on the list,
yeah,
Super Agent Bob Eatman.
Yeah.
Who has still not called to apologize for this heart attack.
Unbelievable that man hasn't called you.
So he has all my numbers.
You know, here's what kills me. Look at the people we've heard from. Jeremy Coleman.
Yeah.
We've heard from Ross Reback. Everybody that we've probably ever worked with or have worked for, whatever.
No matter how we left the relationship either, too. You know?
Yes, even people that we were terrible to back in the bad old days, they called up, and some of them said this to me. You know, really, our bad relationship was more me and you, and Fez just joined your side, Ron. So they used this kind of, even while we were being mean to him, they still loved Fez, and I was the bad one.
Next up, I have Eastside Dave and his drunken antics at the Notre Dame games.
Oh, yeah.
That's.
I remember that was one of the last things that you were upset about, Eastside Dave starting trouble. Now, Solera...
He could have killed me. He could have killed me.
Solera came up with a theory that since he was throwing gummy bears at that drunk, and you are diabetic now, that might have saved your life. Like that was a gummy bear you could have eaten.
Just a gummy bear from a worse heart attack.
Right. So maybe it's not that he meant to save you, but perhaps he did.
All right, I may move him down lower on the list, but not for right now.
Let's go back over our top 10 list as we count down. It's Harry, Paulie, Mikey D,
up the orange juice.
Bob Eatman, who still doesn't have the balls to call this guy back and check on him.
No.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. And where are we at now? Oh, yeah, Eastside Dave.
And his drunken antics.
And his drunken antics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, I have Bill the intern, just for being so damn scary all the time.
Yeah, he's spooky, he's weird, and he's around here today, too.
He's around every corner.
Yeah, he is.
You know, and it's just, the blinking would help.
Right. Okay, so that's not so much of what he did to you, but just who he is and the way he is.
That's just, I guess I could put that down under Wiki for a hazardous work environment.
All right, yeah, so Wiki goes down?
Yeah, go ahead and put Wiki in there.
By the way, Wiki has been fabulous about checking on you all the time.
Yeah.
Until yesterday. Until yesterday.
Well, you know, he's under the assumption that you get over a heart attack in 5 days. So
some people say this to me too, Fez. They're like, "Hey, these things are easy now," and I'm like, "I don't know. I was with him. It didn't seem all that easy."
I know they hurt.
Yeah, not that Wiki was one of those people. He's been great till yesterday. Then he fell off.
Maybe he's out having tea with Eatman. I don't know.
I don't know. 6'1", half a dozen of the other.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I also have here the fatty pneumonia taunting. in general, but then especially that Paranoid song that accuses me of making love to a cupcake.
All right, I'm not familiar with that song. A lot of times when Earl's playing his music, I take my headphones off, so I really don't know that song.
Yeah, it's cruel.
Oh, is this it?
Fatty pneumonia.
Fatty pneumonia. Fatty pneumonia. Fatty pneumonia.
Fatty pneumonia.
Fatty pneumonia. Fatty pneumonia. Fatty pneumonia.
Fatty pneumonia.
So my question was basically, like, we would have lost Intern Revolution without either Earl or Chris, and I think it was one of the most brilliant bits of all time. Like, the fact that you were able to step up kind of behind the scenes and make it look like it was all these guys, even though you had a good hand in it. Earl's ineptitude allowing it to happen. The fact that two radio hosts were like, yeah, we're going to give the interns a shot at this because our guy, you know what I mean? Like, it was truly groundbreaking. The Black Earl song wouldn't have been played nearly as much. One of my absolute favorites. It's definitely going in this episode at some point.
Great episode. The interns were the ones who get all the credit, but definitely tried. I mean, you have to understand, the intern thing became my responsibility. After the Earl, like, just nonsense, I was just like, I'm doing these fucking interviews by myself. I'm hiring the interns, me, because the guy wasn't a good judge of character that he wanted to reject Chris Pepper Stanley. I'm sorry, but he just wasn't. Like, he didn't understand what what we're doing here.
I could not agree with you more. I mean, Chris Stanley's going to go down in history as, behind you, probably the second best radio producer of all time.
Wow.
You know, Al Dukes is up there, but he decided to become a suit. God love the man, but, you know, it's T-shirts versus suits for life. Ronnie B. taught me that.
Now, he's a producer in the morning for Boomer and Geo.
Yeah, once a suit, always a suit.
Oh, how dare you. Al Dukes.
You walk in here and go, it smells like suit in here. I love him as a producer, but, you know, you could never fully trust that guy, right? He's been a suit.
I can trust Al. I trust Al Dukes.
No, I would trust Al, too.
Probably watching this episode. So
I'm just teasing. Big fan of Al. I would say
I'm being for real. He is probably watching this episode because I ran into him in goddamn Belmar at the St. Patrick's Parade. You fucking jerk. So
well,
Al,
I hope you threw it in reverse and ran him over again. That goddamn suit.
You know he's a big deal at WFAN.
No, I know. He's actually one of the best producers on their shows. Like, he's one of the it's Geo and
telling you, in terms of you might want to like have a relationship with some of these people and say, hey, any openings?
I didn't even think about that. Hope he knows.
You don't really understand how showbiz are just work in connections. Everyone's like, I keep seeing these stupid fucking viral videos of these girls in their car complaining about having the 3 degrees, a fantastic resume in college, but not being able to find a job. Yeah, welcome to the fucking world, bitch. That's how it happens. No one gets a job with a resume. I'm sorry. You only get jobs with connections. Robert, you need to make these connections.
Well,
so what would you like to say about Al Dukes now that you know that?
Based on everything I've been told, I would say, Al, big fan. Really like what you're doing at WFAN. See what I did there, Al? I know you like a wordplay guy. I think what they did with Randy was horrible. I have your back there. I think that was a terrible thing, and I think you brought a lot of joy in my life.
Al, you're going to have to say it for the people who don't know. They had Al blindfolded, kiss a gay man named Gay Randy.
And then allowed Randy to harass him for a while. Thank you for saying that. I didn't want to, put that out, Al's business out there. Mr. Dukes, I've been in the radio business for about 7 years now, so hit Dave up and he'll hit me up and we can work something out here,
Al, hit me up. I know he just called you a suit 2.5 minutes ago in a very derogatory, insulting fashion, but make sure you hit me up. I will give you all honesty.
The dirt.
I will. But
he's still low.
Listen.
All right. Here we go. Al Dukes drunk on Friday with us after the show, and we interviewed him.
Al, I'm going to go through the lineup of the WNEW shows.
This week? It changes weekly.
What's that, Al?
I'm not sure. They don't seem to give a show a chance here.
I'm going to name a show. You have 3 words.
Great.
To describe each show.
I'm ready to roll.
The Sports Guys.
Great staff and friendly.
Describe the show itself.
Tired topics.
Oh. Say that again?
I produced the Fabulous Sports Babe show for a couple of months there. Numerous months, and they seem to be generic topics.
I see. So they're tired topics.
Tired.
Unfunny?
Sometimes funny, most of the time boring.
Wow. Ow. That's just wrong. All right. Let's continue. Al's description of each show on WNEW.
The Radio Chick.
The Radio Chick. Great topics, just not done in the right way. It's a little tweaking.
I don't even know what that means.
I think he thinks she could use him.
Oh, okay. If she had the Al Dukes magic. Ron and Fez.
That's a show I like.
Good.
Those topics are done in the right way. Oftentimes, though, the Radio Chick will do a topic that we like, just not done the right way, and ruins it for us.
God. Stupid.
Get off of that. All right, let's check out the next show. Opie and Anthony.
Very laid back. Love the show.
Nice. Finally something nice about Opie. Don and Mike.
Don and Mike I like, even though a lot of people don't like it. I like the casual, not kind of a radio approach to things.
Not a radio approach? What in the world?
That's a backhanded compliment if I ever heard one. Al Dukes also wrote some stuff about the boss that was put under the boss's door.
Right. And Al actually tried to get it back with a yardstick.
Did you have a yardstick down there?
All I had was a ruler, which wasn't long enough.
To try to slide that under the door and retrieve the note that he had written. Very disparaging remark.
What a bad sitcom when the guy has a ruler. Mr. Colby, can I get this?
Then tries to head it off at the pass by writing another letter, an email to Jeremy, saying you will find a letter under your door. Well, he's still drunk. He's writing another letter. This one an email.
Hey, Rob. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Rob.
I want to say, this stuff is radio gold. I've listened to you guys since you came on the afternoon. This is probably one of the best shows I've heard so far. And on top of that, you should send Al Dukes to everybody else's show on WNEW.
Maybe that's what you need to do. But I'd rather we talk to them here.
Right.
We tried to talk to Blaine. We talked to Anthony. He felt good about you acting like he had a big thick one.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I definitely dug it, but I just wanted to say, this stuff was awesome today.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, man. Yeah, Blaine tried to call in. We didn't get to him before the break, and then he hung up the cell phone.
All right, let's go over all the people you need to apologize to. And would you? Would you apologize to Opie?
I would love to. He would be on the top of my list.
All right, would you apologize to Blaine?
Yes.
All right, would you apologize to Don and Mike?
No, I don't really know them too well. I don't really think I offended them.
All right, let's go back. Let me find this one. I wish we had Rory down here.
Yeah, we may need Rory back down here.
Because it's the one where, let's see whether you owe Don and Mike an apology.
Okay.
And I do believe you do. All right, let's keep going through some of these. Would you apologize to Rick Delgado?
Yes, definitely, because I do a similar job, and he deserves an apology.
You say he does nothing.
Right, but I know that's not true.
All right, would you apologize to Matt Devote for calling him a whore?
That was probably a strong term, but I don't know that he would need an apology for it.
How about Eddie Trunk for telling him that Metal's over to move on?
Oh, that hurt.
Yes, I will apologize to Eddie Trunk.
All right, now you got the harsh Don and Mike on this because he doesn't think he owes them an apology. Here's what Drunken Al Duke said about Don and Mike.
Don and Mike.
boring. No one knows who Frida is. I've heard the show for many years. I still don't know who Frida. I'm not sure who Don or Mike is, to be honest with you.
Now, why would you not think that you owe them an apology for that?
You don't think that condones an apology?
Yeah, on second hearing it again, I'll put down Don and Mike.
What about Eric from Sales, who you didn't say anything bad about, but just made feel really uncomfortable today?
Yes, if I made him feel uncomfortable, he will get an apology.
You think so?
I don't think he was uncomfortable with it.
Or are you going to try and kiss him?
Let's go over Al's life with Eric as number 72.
72? All right. There we go. All right, we'll get that loaded. Thank you, Rory. Here's Al and Eric from Sales. Eric.
Eric's a nice guy, makes a good living. He seems to have the key accounts on the station.
He'd take care of you.
Absolutely. Nice home, probably.
Would you make a nice home for Eric?
I'm not gay again, but Eric's a nice guy. I'll go with Eric.
If you were with Eric, would you be on the top or bottom?
I'm more of a laid-back guy. I'm not an aggressor type.
So in your butt?
I'm not a big fan of the butt either, so probably not.
Orally?
Not from a guy.
Would you spit or swallow if you had to?
If I had to.
Right.
Spitter.
Like if the Nazis were going to cut your cable.
If they were going to cut my cable off. Spitter.
He loves his cable, Ronnie.
Loves HBO.
Loves cable TV. All right, now here's the thing. You talk about Eric providing a nice home. It makes it sound like you've already followed Eric home at some point and knew that he had a nice home.
As far as back to the thing, though, yeah, I mean, you make those changes. And those changes, without question, alter the shows tremendously. Tremendously.
I couldn't agree with you more.
No
we kind
doubt.
of touched.
Yeah, go.
Oh, sorry. Go, please. We kind of touched on the next what if a little bit in the first question, but what if Lily had been hired instead of Pitts? In one of Ron's infamous rants, he's screaming and goes, "And I wanted Lily, but you guys went, no, Pitts is our guy, Pitts is the man." What if Lily had been hired instead of Pitts? Now, I'm not going to...
Hey, wait, hold on, time out. Context. Was Pitsy having a bad day that day? Did he fuck up? Why was that yelled?
I believe he
must have made a mistake. He must have done something bad.
This might have even been after he left. Like, it may have been Ron going through a list of things that you and Earl had screwed. Like, Pepper may have been a producer on the show at this point. So,
Lily was not going to necessarily work out as a producer. And I'm going to let you know why. She's a personality. She's great. Great. No issues. Zero. Love Lily. How about that? I'll go so far. Love Lily.
Well, we're getting ahead of our what if questions. I'm just kidding.
Smoking some weed, baby. Maybe you want to come over to my house, Lily, and smoke some weed on the couch next to Dave, man, baby.
I'm going to lose my job.
Since Davey and Lily, we're in the same room smoking the weed there, Daddy. Come on, Lily, baby.
I'm going to lose my job. I know she loves doing podcasts, smoking weed, sitting on a couch. The only difference is your camera quality. It would have to be 20% worse.
She, if folks don't know, the last time I've seen Lily, she was on her couch doing a couch live stream show with none other than Earl Douglas, where she would smoke weed so much so that it looked like a fog machine, you know, at a fucking Pink Floyd show. And then there's Earl with just sitting there kind of, you know, one-word answers. Very bizarre. But if she wants to do that live show next to me on my couch, by all means. And I won't be creepy. And Robert, best period of looks ever in Davey Mack history?
Yeah, I did. I thought you got a better camera because you look so good today.
Appearance. No, what I decided to do was take a shower, and for the first time in Davey Mack's Tales from the Satellite history, I put a little gel in the hair.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you had a little extra time.
I decided
to
to
gel
gel it up.
It looks really good.
This is all for the East Side Davidians. This is what I do for you people. I don't fucking shower for my goddamn hit #1 morning radio show. I shower for you. Yes, I do. So what about Lily? What did she do now this time?
What if she got hired instead of Pitts? You were talking about how you didn't know if she could be a producer.
All right. This is
the one big thing AI had was no one would have said the N-word at a concert with you.
Pitsy infamously went to Pearl Jam with me, where he lit up a cigarette, not even a joint, but like a Marlboro. Third song into the Pearl Jam show where they do 3.5-hour sets, and I'm there for all 3.5 hours. Third song into the fucking show, Pitsy lights up a cigarette, gets us kicked out of Madison Square Garden.
Damn.
And yes, there was. Well, listen, I didn't see all of it. I didn't hear all of it, but sources supposedly say it was a black officer that kicked us out, and Pitsy, there may have been some language. Now, why it wouldn't work with Lily in the Pitsy role is this. She got really fired up at Earl a lot. And she would get mad at Earl, and then they would have little arguments. And this would happen off the air sometimes while the show was going on. In other words, they're behind the glass in the producer's booth, and there's a proper show going on. And then all of a sudden, Ron's like, Earl, how come you didn't hit the song? Earl, and it was Earl, Ron, and myself usually. I'm sitting there at the third mic spot, and we're looking over there at the glass. What the hell's going on over there? Looking at that. And Earl would inevitably, sorry, Ron, it's just Lily's been a pain in my ass. And then Ron would actually have to ask him, like, what? And then Lily would be like, no, it's not me, Ron. Earl is fucking up everything. Like, and then all of a sudden you'd be like, oh my God, they've been having like a major like knockdown, drag out argument like for like 20 minutes, but while a show is actually occurring in the other room.
And while all that is happening, what is Fez Whatley doing? Just slowly grabbing his chest.
He didn't see it. Fez was positioned where he wouldn't get to see all of the people in the producer's booth. We probably needed to do that to spare.
On purpose. I was going to say that was definitely intentional to save Fez.
But Lily, it's not that she's not talented. She is. Like I said, she's a personality. She's someone you want on the air. That's what I mean. As far as producer goes, I don't know. I don't know why she would even want that. But the friction with Earl, I don't see it.
And not the kind of friction Earl wanted. And with
I think if there's no Pitsy and there's no Pepper, you're going to Bronx Johnny if we're playing the what if scenario. That's what
really? Why do you think they would skip over Pepper in that scenario?
No, I didn't say skip. I'm like, if Pepper and Earl can't work there, right? They're banned.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. If Pitsy and Pepper can't work there, then
Gotcha.
I think if it's between Bronx Johnny or Lily, I got to go with Johnny again. I'm sorry.
You were going back saying, I got you,
Yeah.
my bad. I thought you were saying that if, on that note, we're going to play some fun audio here, probably Dave telling the story about Pitsy at the Pearl Jam show. And I would like to tell you guys, if you enjoy Pearl Jam and Pitsy, I know you're a subscriber, so if you're watching, there's an opportunity to yell the N-word this Wednesday, April 24th in Long Island, where Roy Harder and Sean O's Pearl Jam cover band are playing at a bar. Check out their Instagram and stuff if you want to find out more details. I will tell you, the opening band, you're going to like this, Dave.
Who?
Sean O and Roy Harder.
Oh!
Torpedo. So it's a double
Torpedo.
feature.
That's their, okay, so Torpedo is their rock band with no lyrics, no words. They
And
call
then
it
they
a,
sing somebody else's words.
They call it a wordless or a vocalless rock group. I'm like, the Dave Man is here. I'll get up. I'll fucking sing a few bars for you. If you guys can't find a lead singer, boom, Diddy Mac, Guys with Ears, Bunsen. But, whatever. But that's awesome. Roy's Pearl Jam band, though, he actually sent me a few of the songs. Sounds incredible. So if
They're
you
amazing.
do like Pearl Jam, I would actually go and check that out because the songs sound amazing.
And with that, we'll be right back.
That's a little bit of Pearl Jam, and Davey Mack, you were at the show the other night, which some Pearl Jam fans are calling one of the greatest live shows they've ever done.
Yes.
And yet you only stayed there for a couple of songs.
Yeah, I mean, I've read now dozens and dozens of websites. It's almost universally getting called the greatest Pearl Jam concert ever. Like,
what was really funny, it was happening that night in real time because I had the Twitter on, and I was like, I can't believe Dave is there for this thing when all these Pearl Jam heads are saying this is the most amazing show I've been to, and this is my 60th.
This is like going to Ali Frazier and getting kicked out after the first round, not being allowed to stay in there. We had, I would say, me and, of course, former producer Pitsy had about 5 songs at the most. At the most.
Now, you were good and drunk before you showed up.
Yes, we went to a bar, got really, really hammered.
You got ripped, and there was a Twitty of you being drunk, but you pulled that out.
Yeah, we had to pull it.
And then also, but you blame it not so much on yourself. You blame it on your good friend Pitts.
Yes, I have to admit. We were drinking, okay, we were smoking cigarettes. Then a joint gets passed to us by this dad who had like a 15, 16-year-old there, smoking up with her. And after Pitsy had a couple hits, he went a little nuts. Now, listen, we both were smoking cigarettes, no question about it. But then security came up, said, you guys have to put out the cigarettes and let's see your tickets. At that point, I knew we were going to get kicked out of the seats that we were in because we were not in our seats. But I knew that we would be able to stay in the arena. Well, Pitsy, they happened to be black security guards. N-words were almost definitely thrown out. Physical shit went down. Pitsy almost roughed up one of the guys.
Now, once the N-bomb went down, you know, all right, we're not going to ever even be able to renegotiate.
No, we're in big trouble.
This is as good as done.
We're in big, big trouble.
Because it's funny how that will change the actual atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly. So once that happened, I thought, oh, God damn it, we have a worse version of Do the Right Thing on our hands, and we're the pizzeria owners.
All right, I got you. Time to throw a trash can through Eastside Dave's window. All right, we got Pitsy on Pitsy.
What's up, Ron? How's it going, buddy?
Well, first of all, thanks for including your old pal Dave in your Pearl Jam plans.
Yeah, I knew he was having some rough times, and I really have no other friends that like Pearl Jam, so Dave was kind of my only option.
All right, but to go to that point where you turned into this nightmare character, dropping the N-bomb, and Dave, you said it got even worse with that, that even after you were thrown off, he was still considering a race war.
Well, yes. He was saying the first N-word that I run into, I'm going to punch in the face.
All right.
He then said,
nice. So he's now blaming an entire ethnic group rather than just the situation.
He said, my friends and I know where one of the N's lives in our neighborhood, and we're going to go over to his house to get him outside.
And we are back. Enough of the fucking around. Let's get to the serious questions. Speaking of serious, what if Sirius gave Eastside Dave the raise he wanted and he stayed with the show?
Well, that would have been fantastic. That's what it would have been. It would have led to me staying with the show, continuing to be on Saturdays probably, and enjoying myself. I think that would I still be there now, 2024? I don't know. I don't think necessarily I would have necessarily been there now in 2024. But I believe that I probably would have stayed. I would have attempted to stay probably for the duration of the Ron and Fez show. When did it end? 2014?
2014, April 1st was Fez's last day. Still one of the best retirement bits ever done in radio.
Yeah, I would have stayed for. I would have tried to have.
Well, that leads to the inevitable question: if you had stayed, what would have happened next?
What would happen next? Hilarity, excitement.
No, not with
that's
the
a
Ron.
general question.
You said you were staying until the end of the Ron and Fez show.
Oh, and then after 2014.
The Ron and Fez show, yeah, because we saw Chris Stanley kind of naturally transition into the role of producer.
Yeah.
I love Chris Stanley, but he's never had the on-air chemistry with Ron that Eastside Dave has.
Oh, wow.
The third mic comparisons were never the same amount with Pepper as they were with you. I don't think it's a detriment to Pepper at all. I think he plays the role differently. But at the same time, you can't have two Benningtons talk to each other.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
No, two Ron Benningtons, I mean. Sorry, that wasn't a Gale thing. I'm saying, like, we've talked in the past how Chris Stanley doesn't let himself become the butt of the joke. Or
is that true?
Through with, like,
I mean, I
beard
don't say
porn.
that. I don't say that.
Remember the beer you did in beer porn.
Oh, then.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
like
that wasn't. No, hold on. That wasn't me saying that he didn't. That was me calling him out, saying he owes me. But it was changed. I don't know why it was changed, but it was changed to Dave should do it instead of Fez. But I hear what you're saying. Are you saying he agrees with Ron too much? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying so. It's almost like if you have two people who are the cool guy in the room,
right?
Nobody can be the one who shares intimate details of their life, pours hot sauce on their butt crack. You know what I mean? Like,
I have zero vanity or care for who's cool. Am I cool? Do I look cool in this situation? All that, it doesn't matter. It's all pointless. You just got to get out there and entertain. No, I think it would have. I think that everything would have remained pretty much the same as it was in 2010 when I left, which was Chris was in the Earl spot. Like, in other words, running the board and doing that type of shit. And I think that I would have just stayed on and done my thing. And
do you think we would be doing the Ron and Eastside Dave show now? Do you think that would have been the natural path if you had stayed with Sirius?
Well,
I'm not saying that there wouldn't be, because Bennington itself started on Opie's channel in the mornings. Like, it might have been its own morning show, and then you would have had Ron and Dave in the afternoons as a different flavor.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I was interested in, at that point, doing a sports thing. Like, don't forget, the first time I did my sports thing, I was still working for Ron and Fez, and I asked SiriusXM, can I get a Saturday night shift? And Ron, he asked, hey, get rid of our replay to, Rob Cross or whatever, and let Davey Mack do an hour or so on sports on Saturday. So that is something that I was interested in doing, only because I know that I can do sports unlike any other. I know that Pat McAfee is trying to, steal exactly, my mojo and energy and sort of who I am. I know that obviously Pat McAfee, and I've had multiple people tell me, yeah, of course, McAfee, an O&A obsessed freak. Of course, he's ripping you off. He's doing you. He's doing the Davey Mack Sports program. It sucks that the Pat McAfee show is like, on ESPN, people are like, wow, look how different and how much fun. And there's just a new, fresh approach. It's like, nah, it's a Davey Mack Sports program. That was the approach. That was my innovation. That was me. I would still be doing that. I'd still be doing that. I think I would have stayed till the completion of the Ron Fez show when Fez left. And then I think, I would have, helped Ron and stuff, but I think I probably would have tried to pursue the Davey Mack Sports program on, in some way, shape, or form. I mean, but we'll never know. God, how dare I? At that point, I had hired in 2005. It was 2010. So, 5 years where I'm busting my ass doing great shit. How dare I ask for more than $37,000? How dare I? What an out of control egomaniac that I dare ask for more than $37,000, which is what I was getting paid. Meanwhile, O&A guys who did a fraction of the shit that I did were making $75,000 and $80,000. I know this for a fact. So how dare I ask for something that I deserved in actually you could multiply the fucking raise that I was asking for. At the end of the day, $23,000 raise, which seems like a lot, except no, it goes from $37,000 to $60,000. At the end of the day, I was asking to get paid 60 G's. I'm not asking to get paid 150 or 120 or 250 or $1 million or this or that. 60. Still less than anyone on O&A. I thought I'd bring in some reality to it. But, I guess when you're, good at pretending to do work, you're good at faking work, and then you're good at, making up shit to say to program directors and general managers who are stupid morons who don't listen to any of the radio shows, so they don't realize how invaluable you are, as opposed to if Steve Blatter or that blind fucking idiot Rob Cross had actually listened to the Ron and Fez show, which they don't, then, and not just Ron and Fez, O&A, they don't listen. They're music guys. Why they're fucking running a fucking talk channel? It's beyond me. I'm perplexed, aren't you? They're fucking music guys from Arizona. I don't know why they're in charge of a comedy and talk station. It's a much different animal. And this is why, if you go into Steve Blatter's office, anytime during the Opie and Anthony show, anytime during the Ron and Fez show, you never heard Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez coming from the speakers. They didn't listen, so they didn't realize how fucking valuable I was. Well, fuck you.
Yeah, and I would just like to say, unlike Al Dukes, who actually listens to the radio, came up in radio, and even if he was a suit for a bit, is a real T-shirt at heart. Good guy, deep inside.
Hell yeah. But Al Dukes got nothing to do with this. He wasn't there. I'm talking about, this is Rob Cross.
No, I was just the stark comparison of a good guy like Al Dukes and a shithead like those people I wanted to point out.
Al Dukes is a good radio man. Whether he's working behind a desk or behind the microphone, he's good radio guy, as opposed to some people who are really not good radio guys. They're vapid. The reason
they know
why
music,
their
not
jobs
talk.
are they have fancy haircuts, suits. They know how to talk a certain way, and they know how to pretend to be smart, and they make lots of decisions that for no reason to justify their jobs. But so many of those program directors and general managers at SiriusXM, if they were fired tomorrow, not only would it make zero impact on SiriusXM, but SiriusXM may actually improve.
Benefit,
the stock may go up because of it. They're all the most overpaid non-entities in show business. A program director, general manager at SiriusXM is, it's fucking getting a pair of shoes for a dolphin. It's useless. Okay?
Getting a pair of shoes for a dolphin is a new metaphor I'm going to add to my vocabulary. I like that a lot.
I just made that up. I just came up with that off the top of my head. This is
That's really good.
What if I wasn't so fucking smart? How about that for a what if scenario? Here's your next what if scenario. Ready? What if Davey Mack wasn't such a fucking genius? Then he'd probably sound like this. Well, yeah, Ron. That's a funny joke. Good joke, Ron. What if I, without doing
because he's White Dave, he's a genuinely
impression, I did a talk. I talked like Earl.
You'd be on NPR.
We're fresh out. What does he say when Ron says, "I'm starving"? We're fresh out. We're fresh out, Ron. That's gonna be my new thing, doing Earlisms, but in my voice.
I take full responsibility, Ron.
I take full responsibility, Ron.
That actually sounds, when you say it, it actually sounds kind of professional.
How about this? No. He says no a lot. Don't forget. He loves starting sentences with no. Did you ever notice that? He's very much into. He can't start a sentence. It's always like, no, I was just having fun. I was like, and you're like, hey, did you see Living Color last night? No. I saw. Yeah, I mean, no, Living Color. Yeah, I saw him, but no. Yeah. I'm like, what?
How would you faint and then come back and say for breeze in your voice? Do you want to know what AI said would happen if you had taken the raise and stayed?
Yes, please.
So the benefits, it says you would have helped Fez. The end years for Fez would have been less rough because deep down, despite your on-air back and forth occasionally, you two truly loved each other. It said you would have been very detrimental to Chris Pepper Stanley. It said he would have developed a real drinking problem. He would have exacerbated his drinking problem. You two would have fueled each other's toxic traits and probably would have been both drunks.
I mean, hold on, AI. That already was happening. I've talked about Fish Fridays where I would get a whole bunch of Budweiser tall boys and bring them into the office because it was just me and Pepper, and he was cutting up audio and doing shit. And I had nothing to do. My weekend was on. But just to keep him company, I would play Fish videos because he likes the band Fish, Trey Anastasio and whatnot. And I would drink the beer while, he might then have one or even two. So we were already beginning that. Yeah. I mean, the most drunk I've ever got maybe in my life was a triple header Christmas party that Chris Pepper Stanley and I went to. And this is when I was no longer working at SiriusXM, I believe. But that me and Chris Pepper Stanley went to the SiriusXM party for the open booze Christmas party. They had a lobby with all this open, free bar, open bar. And we drank the fuck out of it. That same night, I have my Writers Guild party, being a member of the Writers Guild. So after we are really fucking hammered because it was open bar at SiriusXM and we're obviously, abusing that policy, we show up to the Writers Guild party fucked up, and that is a hard drinking party. Like, you would run into, Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes and those types and, old New York City writers and the fucking guys from the New York Post and shit. And those fucking people, they fucking drink hard alcohol. So then me and Chris Pepper Stanley went to that thing. And then we went to the Dropkick Murphys Christmas SiriusXM concert. You've never seen two people more inebriated in your entire life. It was like a very, both of us were really having trouble breathing, standing, talking.
Jesus. I mean, the two of you. I love that.
There's a picture out there somewhere. Just look up Chris, or look up Pepper, Eastside Dave, and Ken Kesey of the Dropkick Murphys. That picture exists at Google. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Two people whose eyelids are just it's over. There's nobody home. We were so blackout drunk. I'm like, do you even remember the Dropkick Murphys? He's like, wait, what? He didn't even remember going to the Dropkick Murphys. I remember at least going there. I don't remember what songs they played, but I remember going there. He's like, we went to the Dropkick Murphys last night. Oh, fuck.
They probably played that one about Boston, the one about the state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, right. Being Irish.
Yeah, the Green Fields of France. That's my personal favorite. Yeah. How do you do, young Willie?
So I do think that AI's onto something. There probably would have been some
doing a little Tito's talk on a Friday. And Chris Stanley, you had seen something that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, this in Brooklyn. There's like a resurgence in artisanal crafts, like people making small things in people who are they're calling it an artisan economy, is what they're calling it.
Okay,
it's regular people making small batch products.
Okay. So I can't even believe this can be done.
Yeah.
So regular people.
Yeah, regular people. Yeah, normies.
Not super people.
Not super people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regular people.
Regulars.
Somehow able to make small batch products.
Yeah, exactly.
They're able to make small batches.
Yeah. Not a lot comes out. No, it's very small.
So what's the new economy called?
Artisan economy.
Okay. So the way this works is that you could take a regular product that's been out for a while and make it so fine, so refined, that you have something really special in each small batch.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, regular people are doing this?
Regular normies, you could also call them.
Just regular Joes.
Yeah, regular
right?
Joes, yeah.
Just a lunch bucket Pete.
Sure, they got this small batch business going down, you know? And then they highlighted it in Brooklyn.
But forget Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Brooklyn is not the important part of this.
No.
Because this could happen with regular people anywhere.
Yeah, all over the country.
Yeah.
You got an idea for a product? Do it yourself. And you do it well. Refine it. Refine the idea. Make it great.
So when we come back, let's either do do you know products like this? Or maybe we can even come up with some of our own. You know?
Yeah.
We're regular people.
Yeah, I'm a regular Joe. You know?
Why can't we small batch?
I take the train to work every morning. Okay? Me and everyone else in New York City. I'm a strap hanger.
Yeah, I see it. You got a fucking lunch pail there.
Yeah.
Hard hat on. Pair of work boots. You're just a regular guy.
Fucking wearing overalls right now.
I'm just an ordinary, average guy. So, but what's the economy called, Chris?
The artisan economy.
Yeah.
The artisan.
And so this can happen with any product at all.
Yeah.
And you were bringing this up.
What? What's so fun? What?
The fact that you felt like you got your sea legs there for a second. The fact that you felt like you crawled out of that hole and were just dusting yourself off and getting right back into it.
Sure. Bring it.
Yeah. Look at Shelby's crying like a girl over there.
Oh, the shitter?
Yeah.
That guy?
He's just a regular Joe. You know what I mean?
9 to 5.
He's just another knockaround fella, you know?
Yeah. I come in, I punch my time card.
Oh, there's Chrissy Lunch Pail. Back at work again.
5 days a week.
You just climb up that dinosaur and you start moving rocks down in the quarry. So when we get back,
What?
We will try to jump into Chris's topic during this, summer of Tito's that we're involved in. And the topic again is what, Chris?
Artisan economy.
Right. We'll be right back. Fez, did you want to do your live read? Is that it?
No, I just wanted to let people know what they could win during Living Like Tito's today.
Okay.
The campaign on DVD signed by John Lithgow. We have The Man in the Iron Mask signed by Jeremy Irons. And The Brothers McMullen signed by Ed Burns on DVD. Great prizes for Living Like Tito's.
Just a bunch of normals. Just a bunch of regular fellas.
Sure, Ed Burns? Come on, Long Island.
Yeah. Ed P. Citizen, that's what I like to call him. So we'll get back and we'll talk about this. What can you make better than the big corporations? And that's what Tito actually did. He got started, as I said before. Now, here's something someone said to me. When I said, well, it's weird that he made, vodka in Texas. Why didn't he make a tequila? And I got an email explaining to me, tequila can only come from one small part of Mexico. They own the name tequila, much like champagne does. And if it's not tequila, what is it? Does anybody know?
I don't know. I don't know if it's not tequila.
Mezcal. Mezcal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when you hear mezcal, it's basically tequila that doesn't come from the area where you could be called tequila. Just like a sparkling wine is a champagne, which, by the way, what sounds worse than a sparkling wine? You know what I mean? Champagne sounds like we're having champagne. But a sparkling wine, like, hey, we're a bunch of children pretending that we're adults. So we talk about this when we get back. What can you do yourself to get a business started that's really cool and the big corporations couldn't even compete with you? We'll be right back. It's the Ron and Fez Show.
None of you, not you, not AI, and I think you're just lucky that he doesn't watch this, brought up the point that if you stayed with Sirius XM, Eastside Dave probably doesn't ever meet Roy Harder.
If I stayed, you're probably right. You're probably right. Because I would have probably put, if I had stayed there, I probably would have put the focus on the Sirius XM Saturday night show, which would have been stupid because I was giving them live, just like Sam and Dave's special delivery. Me and Sam Roberts were giving live awesome programming on Saturdays as opposed to mailing in pre-recorded 6-day-old podcasts, which was the rest of Saturday night. And I was doing it live, and I was focused on that. So, yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't have met because it had to take me to go to Sean O. Sean O'Barry reached out to me and says, hey, I have a studio here. If you want to use it for the Davey Max Sports program, come on by. And then from there, I met Roy. So, that yeah, you're probably right. If I stay at Sirius XM, you're probably right. No Roy Harder. Wow. Crazy. That's a crazy thought.
So then it comes to this. The Ron and Dave show or Dave and Roy. I'm just kidding. I won't make you choose between those two.
All the people,
perfect
Roy
things.
I've worked in show business the longest at this point, which is really crazy to me. 14 years.
Emmys. He's got Emmys.
14 years is a long time.
Yeah. Sometimes 4 years feels like 14.
Oh, man.
That's what you were saying to me earlier. Yeah. All right. Well, I think you kind of nailed the what if. If you stayed with Sirius, obviously we would have never met, but that's significantly less tragic than you and Roy. I don't think much else would have changed for you. I think you'd still be kind of doing all these things. I think regardless of what...
I'm doing what I'm doing, like what I want to do. Like, I'm doing what I want to do. I've always, thankfully, knock on wood, been able to make that happen through hard work, determination, and a relentless attitude against hearing the word no. It's just I'm just gonna pester you until you give me a job and or an opportunity. And then once I get the opportunity, I fucking crush it time and time again. That's just a fact. So I think I would have stayed there, but I probably, who knows? I might be on Mad Dog Sports now. I don't know. But I'm doing what I do, like I'm happy that everything went the way it did as well, because I'm not, I like to experience lots of things, and I also like starting and doing new projects that I'm proud of, and that allowed me to begin the Davey Max Sports program, which is something that I'm proud of, and all these other shows and stuff like that. So, including this one. Like, I obviously, if I'm at Sirius XM, this fucking very show does not exist. What we're doing right now is non-existent.
That's very true.
So I'm happy that everything turned out the way it did. I would have liked to have gotten $60,000 as opposed to the $37,000 peanuts that I was making. But Sirius XM didn't think. I guess I was deserving of that. That's fine. Since then, I've become the #1 independent sports show in the America. 10-time, and for the last 10 years, I've been #1 in the biggest rock station in New Jersey as the #1 morning guy. Countless other fucking accolades and bullshits, but we don't have to go through it each and every episode. It's just that they made a major mistake. I'm way more talented, with all due respect, than 98% of the people on Sirius XM. That's the truth.
Yeah. No
I can do more than anyone else. See, what the stupid O&A whackbag people from 2006 didn't realize is, I was working a little bit when I would do little things or say stupid shit or do stunts. I'm now pulling back the curtain. I was working. I'm sorry that when I work, I'm so fucking great at it that you buy everything and you believe everything that I say or do. I'm sorry about that. But I was working. I wasn't stupid. You understand? Like, I wasn't always dopey. But in 2006, maybe you have a dopey line because there's a funny spot on the radio show that we can have fun with. You see?
Yeah.
But
Hell yeah.
SiriusXM didn't see it that way, Robert. Hey, good for them. But see, here's the thing about SiriusXM. I don't care that they didn't see it that way because, well, Rob Cross can't even see.
He's
Literally.
cross-eyed.
He's fucking blind. Right. So no wonder they didn't see it that way. They have fucking blind, cross-eyed people running the fucking channel. Now, if you have blind people running shit, well, no wonder they didn't see the brilliance that was Davey Mack. Oh, well.
Blind people shouldn't run. That's pretty dangerous.
Oh, Rob Cross has never ran a fucking, forget about a mile. He hasn't run a football field. Rob Cross, I don't think he's allowed to do anything. I think he has to go home, and his home is just a little bubble that he just sits in. And then the bubble, he gets picked up by an Uber, and that shuttles him to Sirius XM, where he's got his big, stupid phone with the numbers that are this big. And his phone takes up the entire desk.
Because he's so blind.
Yeah, he's so blind.
That was, yeah. I think you pretty much nailed what would happen if you were still there. Rob Cross would still be blind. This one's a little more interesting. What would happen if when Fez came back to New York, he and Rory Hamptons reconnected?
Wow. Well,
now I will say, AI was like, we're not going to comment on whether or not it would have been a lover's relationship versus like a friendship, but either way, it would have impacted his life.
Right. So Rory is a heterosexual, just so you know, and so the AI knows. Rory's a heterosexual. But it's an interesting question for this reason to me. Rory got the job at Howard Stern. So, yeah. Rory was at Sirius XM when we were there, working for the Howard Stern channel.
Really?
Yes, but remember, the Howard Stern channel, no one else at Sirius XM could get in there. They had their own separate wing with their own separate door and their own separate security pass. Real fucking friendly, teen fucking attitude, Howard and the rest of you cunts. I always got such a bad taste in my mouth for that, because I remember vividly watching Sirius XM and Howard would walk 60 Minutes. But it was right before Howard Stern joined Sirius. And they had this little, 10-minute feature on Howard Stern's new bold move to satellite radio. And they followed him around Sirius. And he bullshitted everyone. He was walking through all the cubicles, the Catholic channel, the fucking Slim Shady channel, the Martha fucking whatever Stewart channel. And he's walking through, and he's like, these are my people. These are my people. I'll never forget this fucking goddamn bullshit, just con job of a 60-minute segment that Howard Stern completely fooled the people on 60 Minutes with. And he's like, yeah, these are my people. He never was out on our wing. And he had Sirius build his own wing, and no one else was allowed to see it?
Some people say they got fired for going into that wing.
Who? Name names.
Opie.
He got fired because he had someone he took picture of a guy shitting.
He says that's the excuse they used, but the week before he filmed a video of him, Sherrod, and Vic sneaking into that hallway.
Yeah, great. I'm actually going to say the grown man taking video of another grown man defecating and having that video. Yeah, I'm going to say actually, no, that is the reason. But nice try.
All right, well, I'm going to have to delete some videos of you then, Dave.
Yeah. I'm sure Sirius would be less upset about you taking illegal photographs with no permission of a grown man shitting than they would of you just walking 10 feet into the Howard Stern studio. I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, that's hysterical. No, it was taking pictures of Roland shitting. That's what got him fired. Anyway, what was the question?
Why did Opie get fired? No, the question was what would happen if Rory and Fez reconnected.
Well,
For those of you who don't know, Fez, like, that's why he wanted to come back from D.C. He always said, like, he missed his friends in New York, mainly Rory. At some points, it was alluded that there was a crush of some sort, but who knows? I'm not here to speculate.
Listen, I think there's a possibility of that. I wasn't there for when Rory was a part of the staff. Those were WNEW days, or JFK. Anyway, but what was always alluded to was that Fez, had a soft spot in his heart for Rory. Nothing wrong with that. Rory was a heterosexual man, just so you know, and I believe still works at Sirius XM. I believe he's still in charge of Howard's channel and still barricading the rest of the other 90% of Sirius XM employees from ever seeing whatever this magical Stern studio is.
I got to start doing research before these things. Between Al Dukes and Rory.
Yeah, that would be good for you.
It just means so far.
Start making connections. This is what I'm telling you. I've tried. But remember when I tried to connect you with certain people?
No, I don't. I can't say I recall specifically what you're talking about, but
it was a soft. It's going to be a soft, And then, did you have some kind of fucking crazy thing online?
I do remember us talking about how we should say certain things, and then it went south. But that's okay. Let's move on. What if it ended up? This will be our last one before we get out of here. What if?
I'm having so much fun with what if. Why is it? Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta go to my son's baseball game soon. All right.
Yeah, and it looks like it's lightening up a little bit out there for you, so that's good.
I'd rather do
what if?
All due respect, Stan. It's fucking rainy out. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. What if, as I call it, the big three were to occur, where we got a production staff of Al Dukes as your executive producer, Eastside Dave, and Chris Pepper Stanley, or Billy Staples.
Dream team. You want a dream team scenario? What
would your dream team be? Mine would be you three. Either one of those last two.
How many producers are we allowed to have?
3. And 1 intern, which is how I'm getting Pepper in there after Billy dies from a heart attack.
I think you named it, pal. I hate to make it boring. But you know that I like Al Dukes. I'm a fan. And I love Pepper. Well, I'll take myself out of it for ego reasons and just to spice it up a little bit because I don't want to be there. And let's just say Davey Mack is dead. What if Davey Mack had a plane crash? Oh, my God. I think the world would still be mourning right now, all these years later. Say, what if Davey Mack went down in a plane in 2007 while producing Ron and Fez? What would have happened? Well, I'm going to tell you. The top 3 producers, as I see it, when I take myself away, have to be Chris Stanley, have to be Al Dukes. And number 3, shit, bro. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. I think you got to have Earl.
Over Billy Staples?
I love Billy so much. He seems like a personality to me, not a producer. Maybe I'm a personality. Maybe I'm not a producer. No, I push back on that. I fucking produced a lot of shit. Games and ideas and show episode ideas and even some production with songs. But, okay, so I love Billy. I'm a huge Billy Staples fan. But honestly, hasn't Earl provided, though, some classic moments, at least.
Yeah, not as classic as Billy Staples. This is actually a fun debate. If you want to get in the comments below.
Fainting goat.
Orange ball of failure, driving off to Pennsylvania and relapsing at a motel.
Awesome. And again, my claim to fame, I saw him at that show, the Orange Ball of Failure show, when he was opening up for Jim Norton in Red Bank. I was there. But I just feel like Earl, I mean, at the very least, like, he can play the music and stuff. Like Billy Staples, I always felt like couldn't work a computer, you know? Who's going to do all that shit?
What is your least favorite thing about Earl? Is that he never brings anything to the table.
No,
Billy
speed.
was the opposite. Well, and speed.
No, speed.
Billy had a lot of speed. Some people would say Billy had too much speed.
Some people would say Billy was on speed.
That's my point. Yeah, too much.
But I would say, yeah, I mean, Earl is, like, he's very slow with a lot, and there's a lot of, you know, I'm going to look into that. I'll look into that for you. And that kind of thing. And it's like, okay, well, you're going to look into that for me. All right, I guess. That's not really an answer.
Earl never thought Xanax was cool if you were in recovery and then took 14 on air one day.
Billy did that?
Oh, yeah. Billy was the shit. Not for the right reasons, but he was the best. Also, and I'll leave it at this, Earl never had a night of fights where he fought a bunch of people.
See? Oh, right. Billy had Digstown Challenge.
Digstown, yeah.
All right, but Earl did fight a chick, and he got his ass kicked. We both did. Me and Earl fought ladies. That's on YouTube somewhere, by the way.
And
but
that's probably how it
fought, yeah, we did. We fought ladies, and Earl looked great. I don't know. Some of the Earl scandals are, though, so fantastic.
Now, is Billy Staples ready?
Pump is always the best.
The first pump is the best. It better be.
The first pump is shot 7.
Thank you very much, Darla. Thank you for that. All right. Billy, you are ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right. Now, off he goes. Now, Al, you stay here with me. Billy, go ahead.
Okay.
You be going there. You take the microphone with you. It's there goes Billy Staples, girls. Say goodbye to him. He's
Bye.
Now, Al, you said that you were also going to be part of this.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do right now.
All right. Well, you don't have to do anything, but just stand here and realize it's kind of like a surprise for you, Al.
Right.
Let me know when he's already secured there.
Now,
Rory.
Billy has a live mic with him. He's left the room. I don't even know where he went.
Left the room with the microphone. Is he there yet? All right. Billy is there, and we'll put up his mic in just a second. Al, here's the exciting news for you. Are we at shot 6 or the shot 7 or whatever?
Shot 7.
8. Is it time yet?
Is the time, Rachel?
It's our 8th shot right now.
I need you to stay on top of it, Rachel. Thank you, honey.
You gotta be in charge here.
You gotta be in charge. Wonder Boy, stay on top of it. You got a timer and all that kind of stuff? All right, don't ever let me down. Al, Billy's in there. Billy, can we talk to Billy yet? Can you hear us, Billy? Billy?
Hello?
Yeah. All right.
Billy, turn off.
Right.
Wherever you're at, try to turn off the monitor.
Yeah. We're going to drop his sound, Fezzy.
All right.
We'll never be able to deal with it. Let us know when he's turned off that monitor.
Okay.
We'll keep the drinking game going, and also Billy Staples will be doing a fun stunt that he perfected on the O&A show when he was known as Fat Guy. And this time, Al, you're the partner of him in there. Are we ready, Roy? Are we ready to talk to Billy yet?
All right. Are we getting a thumbs up? I can't see. Yeah, thumbs up.
All right, Billy?
Yeah, how you guys doing?
All right, we're doing very good, Billy. You are in the bathroom now, right?
That is correct.
Now, Billy, look at Al's face, first of all. What's this got to do with it? Billy came up with this stunt, an idea for Al, a way of being friends with Al. He is in the bathroom. He's about to take care of business.
Okay.
Take care of business. We can't say exactly which one.
Got some business to do.
But again, we're talking about the elevator to floor 2. Okay?
Shot 9.
Shot 9. Go ahead and drink your shot, girls. Yeah, drink your shot. 9. Have you dropped out, Thorne? You're already out of the contest? Well, then you got to do the shots.
Yeah, or else that's called dropping out.
Right, I need judges. I really do. All right, now Billy is in there, Al. He's in the bathroom. He's about to take care of business. He has with him your paycheck from today that he is going to, let's say, decorate. Can we say decorate for you?
Oh, okay.
So he's keeping that in there, and when your chances, I guess he once did this to Spaz, when you get your check, it'll be covered in staples. We can't say that. We probably had to dump out of that one.
Right.
But yes, it's exactly what he's going to do to your check.
He's decorating it. Shot 10. Shot 10.
Billy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, that would be a very bad move on your part.
Can you hear him, Billy?
Yeah, I don't care what he thinks. I'm still working working my business here.
He's working his business.
I hope you have a new one ready then for tomorrow when I need to go to the
I'm
bank.
sure you can get your next check within a week or so.
I need it.
Why don't you just take that one to the bank? Why do you think you're so good that your checks don't stink? What is it about you?
No, that's my property, Billy. And you don't do that.
Yeah, and you don't screw up comedy bits when you try to pitch them to Ron and Fez either. It's payback time, baby.
Try doing. This is your big comedy, Billy. Did you go on an audition to be able to do this?
No, Al, it's called talent.
Yeah, this is your talent.
I wouldn't be able to decorate while someone's talking to me.
No, I don't think I can pull it off either.
I consider it a talent.
Although 3 out of the 5 girls in our drinking contest said they could do it.
Wow.
No problem at all.
Shot 11.
All right, shot 11. How are we feeling, ladies? We getting a little buzz?
Wonderful. Not even buzz.
Billy, if you do that, you may as well just walk home because you're out of here. He's out of here.
He's
You're
not
going to
outta
steal his
here.
car?
He's not out of here.
Yeah, send a tape of this to Jeremy, too, Al.
Yeah, I will, Billy. You can't do that to paychecks.
Oh, I've done it before, Al. Nothing happened.
I believe it can be done. I honestly believe, it's my theory, it can be done.
I think it's physically possible. Billy, how are you doing? I'm hearing some grunts.
Yeah, it's nature's working its course. I'll be checking in occasionally here.
Billy, why don't you do another one of your funny bits, getting drunk on the air and acting stupid?
Yeah, why don't you fall asleep under a desk and not fool around either?
And not fool around.
Why don't you go get a divorce?
Yeah, why don't you have 2 beers and make an ass of yourself and piss off the other radio shows here?
Did, Billy.
Don't even start with me now.
All right.
I'm busy here, please. I'm busy.
He's resting with your paycheck in the bathroom right now.
I've got work to do.
I'd say if you do that, give me your paycheck, but it isn't worth anything.
Shot 12.
He's doing it as we speak.
Boy, that's nice. Billy's the only person I know that actually has some paper in there. How you doing, Bill?
Oh, it's
You need
happening,
bran
but
in
it's
your
not
diet.
happening as quickly as I would have
You
liked.
need bran in your diet.
Yeah, some fiber.
Uh-oh, there goes Al. There goes Al. He's storming
Al
us.
is going... Oh, the bathroom door. Al is punching the bathroom door. Hello?
Hey, Al, someone's in there.
Somebody's in here. Somebody's in here.
Hello?
What'd you do to him?
Who's that bald prick knocking at my door? I can't. I'm busy. I'm going to the bathroom. Can I get some peace and quiet, please?
People don't bother you when you're going in your pants.
Al, come back in here. What? He's going to be out, but right now he's going to the restroom. He's out of toilet paper. I told him not to.
If he comes out there with, I'm going to punch him right in the face.
Oh.
Let's see
Al,
how your
we've
boxing
seen you.
skills are, Billy.
We've seen his boxing skills.
Shot 13.
Shot 13.
Billy?
Yeah.
Apparently there's a line forming at the door. Are you done decorating yet?
All right, hold on. Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, John.
Ron and Fez.
Yeah, buddy.
New meaning to the term direct deposit.
Direct deposit.
Billy, you'll have that in cash for me when you come out of there.
How much do you think he's got to go?
Go to the ATM.
There better not be an ATM in there.
Anything in there.
I've been just sliding my card through the wrong slot.
Go to the ATM. Get the other half from your wife.
Thank you, Laney.
No problem.
You're doing well with Laney. Have you noticed that?
I laugh at
Hey,
everything.
Bill,
Hey. I thought I was doing well.
I take that back.
Judah.
We go back to that now.
I'm in love with 5 chicks at the same time. These are 5 gorgeous girls from Jersey. 6, I'm sorry, Annie. God.
Oh, Annie,
Take
you're
it
from
easy.
Jersey?
Take it easy, honey.
Take a load off,
All right,
Annie.
got to do a shot there, Jennifer.
I'm not from Jersey.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. Jan, you got to do a shot. Just don't sit there making Google eyes of Fez. You got to do a shot.
Billy, what? Billy, what are those noises we're hearing?
It's called struggle.
All right. He's having problems.
Yeah.
He's having problems pushing that through.
Yeah, when you're fat, that happens.
Oh, come on. Leave him alone.
Fat and roided out.
Roided
Not
out?
steroids
He
either.
does not take steroids.
Exactly.
Maybe Miss Owen.
He's got a nugget for you.
I better never go on the bank.
Mission accomplished.
Oh!
All right.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear him washing
All right.
his hands.
But Al, stay in here.
Anything
I don't
else
want
would
you-
be gross.
I don't want you getting mad.
Shot 15.
Shot
my
15,
paycheck.
ladies.
Tomorrow, Saturday, that's when I go to the bank.
Hot damn.
Oh, jeez, he's so gross.
He's so excited.
He was so excited about doing this bit. He believes,
And he's saying, fat guy is back, Ronnie.
that guy is back, yeah.
Yeah, great stunt.
The legendary fat guy stunts are back. I'm so excited. Still no appearance from the restroom.
Right, we're still waiting for it. Hoping to get some verification.
Yeah. It takes
Bowels
him
don't fail me now.
All right.
Oh,
Don't be gross.
He's out.
Pig.
Bowels don't fail me.
It's on his jack! It's on his jack!
Go, Billy, go!
Oh! Oh, he ran in here. He tried to give it back to you, Al.
He's got a rubber glove.
He tried to give it back to you.
Ow.
Oh!
I am a true up.
He's back again! He's back
Get
again!
over here.
Come on.
Come on.
Heyday, Albert.
No. Watch it, Al. Come on, don't start.
Watch out for Rachel!
Don't
Watch
start.
out for Rachel!
Stop it.
Oh, man! Oh, it's on it!
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Al, just Ronnie! All right, we can't say that.
alive.
We can't say that. The newly decorated paycheck just got wiped on Al.
WAW.
All right.
You got 11.
We can say a lot of words. Al, we can say a lot of words on the radio, but fat F isn't one of them.
Shot
It's ridiculous.
WAW.
All right, Billy, head down the hall for a second. I don't want them all mad. Al, that check, you can still cash it.
No, I can't cash it, and then he wiped it on my arm.
All right, that's been.
And then Al chased Billy back out to the green room. That's when the fat F word came out.
Shot 16.
Shot 16. Keep drinking, girls. Fezzi, he actually just yelled at him, nice health violation.
Seriously, they don't stand for that here. No, it's ridiculous.
That's not usually what you yell.
They will not stand for that here. Who do you know from the health code?
It's a business. This is still a business.
Okay, do you realize we had pig intestines and ox schlong in here earlier? Do you realize that?
I know.
Sick. Now, Al, that's disgusting.
It is disgusting. And it's in the room now, too.
Oh, my God.
Bathroom stunk.
All right,
Oh,
we can
my
no-
gosh. Do you have
Fezzi,
another shirt?
Close the grill down. We can no longer serve food in here.
Hear that, people? Just salads and cold stuff.
It is frustrating. It's like, you know, do you want the headache and the frustration of all that shit, even though then sometimes it can yield to be a fun scandal on the air?
Exactly.
You know?
And I would say you do. Like, that's the
But
beauty
you
of this
don't
What If
always.
episode.
Hey, it's hard. It's a mix.
I don't have to work with Earl. I'm not being held responsible for his lack of production abilities. In fact, I'm not even being hampered by things being fucked up in the moment. I'm getting to go back on YouTube and listen to all the fuck-ups and enjoy them instantaneously. You know what I mean? Like, so I have it a very different perspective. But the beauty of this What If is we don't have to go down any of these paths because we got the beauty that is the Ron and Fez show. And we'll be here for a while breaking down those tales. Dave, tell the people what you got to plug, my man, before we get out of here.
Well, thank you all for listening. Fun episode. Enjoyed it. Hey, listen, go check out the Davey Mac Sports program. Go check out, and that's on, wherever you can get podcasts. That's on EastsideDaveCountry.com, YouTube, wherever you want, Spotify, iTunes.
Yeah.
Then we have Patreon.com/EastsideDave. Check that out. every single morning. I'm on the Morning Rat Race, Carl and Dave in the morning, 95.9 FM. Number one morning show in the state of New Jersey, and we have been for the last 33 books in a row, and we are anticipating our 34th book being at number one. Those ratings come out in the next week, and I'm sure we'll be number one again. Go check that out. And just go check out all the projects. EastsideDaveCountry.com if you really want to stay up to date. I always try to give the videos and this and that to everybody. And thank you all for listening and supporting. Robert, what about you?
Yeah, check out all those things. If you enjoy me, check out the POS Morning Show. We break down the news stories of the day. I make one up. You have to try to guess which is made up. This week's made up one was a preacher in trouble for saying it was Adam. It wasn't Adam and Eve. It was Adam was Eve, and that they got the whole rib thing wrong, and Adam was the first trans, and we fooled most of the people, so make sure you tune in for fun stories like that. And as always, good evening, radio fans, and thanks for tuning in.
See ya.